Hey everybody, it's Galmadex, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're doing something a little different, a little bit of a blast from the past here, not that long ago, but I don't think I've drafted this set in like 6 months. We're going to be playing a Kaldheim quick draft. Now this was a really cool set, had a lot of fun 2-color archetypes, but it also had a really fun 5-color archetype that looks, that we've got several really good picks for in our pick one, pack one. The green/X snow deck. It's just green and every other color, green as the core for sure. With cards like Sfella making icy manoliths, cards like Path to the World Tree, grabbing whatever basic land you need, and all of the common dual lands. There's just so much mana fixing in this deck, especially for snow decks, that you can really go green and like every other color and get a lot of snow support. So that looks to be the kind of card that we're going to take here. One of these Sfella or Path to the World Tree or Yorn type cards. I think Yorn is actually, even though it's the rare, even though it's a lot of fun, is just straight up weaker than Sfella and probably weaker than Path to the World Tree. I think Sfella is the best card in the pack, but Sfella does tie us to green-red. That being said, Path to the World Tree does tie us to 5-color snow, and I really think that both of these cards tie us to 5-color snow. I know both of these are really good. I mean, Path to the World Tree grabs whatever color of mana you need, and then late in the game when you have that 7 mana, really pulls you back into the game after whatever kind of early aggro your opponent was doing, gaining 2 life, drawing 2 cards, dealing 2 damage to one of their creatures, and getting a 2/2 bear. That will really pull you back in the game after getting beaten down. So I don't know which is better. These are both absolutely excellent, but I do know we're going to take one of these and really go for the kind of 5-color snow deck here. There's some really good notable commons here as well. There's just great card draw on this set at common. Behold the Multiverse and Serap's Packmate are huge. So yeah, this is just a really, really good pack one for us. I think I'm taking Sfella. Sfella's just like a win con in a can. You just keep using the 7 mana ability, the 8 mana ability to dig 4 cards deep and cast something for free. Really, really wins the game all by itself. Path of the World Tree, I mean, you get that ability one time and it is huge when it happens. So this kind of does as well. This is such a hard pick. I would take either of these over pretty much like any other uncommon in the set, but when they're both in the same pack, I really don't know. They're so good, the both of them. I guess Path to the World Tree functioning as both the mana fixing and the bomb is incredible. Sfella sorta does that too, but you need the red and green mana. You need 2 colors to get her out in the first place, which is a harder sell. Oh, I don't know. We're obviously sending a huge snow signal to the bots on our left as well, which is a problem. But snow is such a deep archetype since you have access to all 5 colors of cards that we should be fine, even if there's like three people in this draft pod going for a green snow deck. I don't know. I've cast Path to World Tree way less in my life than I've cast Sfella, so I'm going to take it just for variety's sake. Maybe it's the wrong pick, but they're both absolutely excellent. And here's a really easy follow-up. Spirit of the Alderguard is huge as well. It's kind of like Path to the World Tree, where this comes into play. Mana fixes for whatever color we need by pulling a snow land out of our deck. That includes snow duals like Rimewood Falls, snow any colors like Shimmerdrift Vale, and it's a bomb, getting +1/+0 for each snow permanent we control. That's a huge power creature. Spirit of the Alderguard's a pretty easy pick here, but wow, another excellent pack for snow. Icehide Troll's a huge game ender. This ability is ridiculous, fire breathing late in the game to close the game out, and until then, having a blocker that's really hard to get through. They attack in with a 4/4 and you just spend 2 mana, kill their 4/4 and keep your creature on board. This just walls off your opponent. They can't get in, and eventually it just kills them. So Icehide Troll's a huge common. Sculptor of Winter's also excellent. Untapping these snowlands, ramping us up into big cards, and really good with Glittering Frost we can put on a land for an extra mana. Again, we're just seeing excellent snow stuff here. The snowlands you do want to take really highly, but I think I would take the snow cards that pull a land from your deck out before I would take them. But would I take these over Icehide Troll? I don't know if I'd take them over Icehide Troll, but I would take them over Sculptor of Winter. And these are both some of the best snowlands as well. Shimmerdrift Vale is probably number 1, because it's whatever color you need, and you tend to play 5-color in these snow decks. Rimewood Falls is probably number 2. Green and blue are like the biggest snow colors, followed by red being the 3rd biggest. So yeah, green is number 1. Any dual land with green in it is a real high pick. But blue's probably your number 2. Cards like Bergstrider are just really good in the snow deck, so I'm going to take Spirit of the Alderguard here. Not 100% it's right. It's been a long time since I've drafted this format. You do want to take these snowlands really highly, but I don't think I'm taking them over those. I do think I'm taking Woodland Chasm over Bergstrider here, which is a little crazy because Bergstrider's super good. A 4/4 and it taps something down, keeps it tapped. But I really want to make sure I have a really high snowland count, especially for Spirit of the Alderguard. And the more snow duels you have, the better the mana fixing like Spirit of the Alderguard is, the better the mana fixing that maybe Binding of the Old Gods is. Anything that can pull out specifically a snowland or specifically a forest, because these have basic land types and they're snowlands as well. So if you have something that specifically pulls out a basic land, it doesn't help. So like Horizon Seeker can't grab a Woodland Chasm, Path to the World Tree can't grab it, but Spirit of the Alderguard, Binding of the Old Gods, there's some stuff in the set that can grab the Snow Duel, so they are really, really good. Yeah, I'm taking Woodland Chasm here over Strider. I'm not 100% on this one. Again, it has been like half a year since I've drafted this set, but you want to take these snowlands real highly. This one's a lot easier. Furia, Judge of Valor, is a powerful card. It's great in the white-black like double spell deck. Not something that's like a big bomb to splash into a snow deck, because you're not really double spelling, casting 2 spells in one turn. Lidyara Glade Warden's fine. Bit slow, not exactly what we're looking for. We're definitely looking for just snowlands, so we'll grab a snow-covered mountain there. That pick's real easy. Green-white Snow Duel, pretty easy, but Bergstrider again, and Glittering Frost is huge. I'm just taking a green X Snow Duel. If this were like a red-black Snow Duel or a white-black Snow Duel, those are colors that don't matter as much. But if your Snow Duel has green in it, it's automatically great, because even if it's just a come into play tapped Snow Forest, you're having a great time. So I wouldn't take like the red-black or white-black Snow Duel here over Bergstrider, or maybe even Glittering Frost, but I would take a green Snow Duel here over it. Again, I could see an argument for Bergstrider, not a huge one for Glittering Frost, though, over the Snow Duel. All right, now we have red-black Snow Duel, so we have more room to take a non-land card here. Do we want a Lindworm for a late game, kind of get us back in the game, 6/6 gain 4? Or do we want Horizon Seeker for more mana fixing? We already have Path to the World Tree and Spirit of the Alderguard for some mana fixing, so we have a good start to that, plus 2 Snow Duels. I'm loving that. I kind of think I want Lindworm over these two. Maybe it's still supposed to be the Snowland at this point, but Lindworm's just a real good card for stabilizing late game. Horizon Seeker's great in this deck, too. Yeah, I'm not confident here, but I'm going to go with the Lindworm on that one. Now we have a 2-mana 2/2 to make sure we have some early game plays. That wouldn't be awful, but I definitely far prefer like Masked Vandal, the 2-mana 1/3 that sometimes exiles an artifact or enchantment just because it's a better blocker, and that exile and artifact or enchantment ability is very relevant. I think I'll just take the spell land here, the Bredegard Stronghold. Not the best spell land for a snow deck, but the snow decks run pretty much any spell land that you can get your hands on, any land that sacrifices to do something late game, because eventually with how many duels you run, you'll be able to crack pretty much any spell land later and get value off of it. So these are just lands you can cycle late game when you're flooded out. These decks can run like 18 lands because they can play all of the spell lands. So we could take a 2-mana 1/3 Harbinger in blue, or we could just take the next spell land, the Skull Cairn. This one's really hard to use because it's black-red. It's the most off-color spell land, but I'm not too hyped up about a 2-mana 1/3 here that's not green. Now, not Void Recluse or Disdainful Stroke. I don't want to end up running a Recluse, but I think Disdainful Stroke's definitely better. There are some really good 4-mana up cards in the set to counter. Not really in blue yet, but we're likely to be green-blue or green-red as the core of the deck. Disdainful Stroke is a card I'd be happier to have in my main deck than the Recluse, but Recluse is a card that's looking like it's more likely to end up in the main deck. Real hard choice between these two. Again, this card is better, just less likely. I'm going to take Recluse here. Don't know how I feel about that one. The problem with the Recluse is that in these decks, we want to be blocking well, and the Recluse does not block well. Sure, it blocks in the sky, but with only 2 toughness, it trades down into whatever 2-mana creature your opponent was playing and getting aggressive with. Doesn't block super well. It doesn't like block and live, and really slow down your opponent or anything, which is definitely an issue. Bergstrider, pick 11. All right, we're all in. What an excellent wheel. What an excellent, excellent wheel. I am in love with whatever bots we are drafting with today. Whatever robots they are here. They are the best robots. R2-D2, Claptrap, whoever it is. I appreciate the gifts you have given me. We can probably play a Doomscar in this deck, but a second Spirit of the Elder Guard is definitely incredible. I'm just going to take second Spirit of the Elder Guard. There's a good argument for Doomscar. We're going to be a slow deck, a controlling deck. Wrath effects are always good eliminated, but especially good in that kind of deck. So you could take Doomscar and just go for it if you wanted to. You could also take the Snow Forest. Snow Forest, again, really high pick because the green Snowlands are high picks. Glittering Frost I wouldn't take, though. But yeah, these are the 3 cards I think you could take really easily. Spirit, Doomscar, Forest, but I'm just going to take Spirit. Sfella, alright, living the actual dream. We'll just get a Sfella anyway, even though we passed up on the first one. Get in here. Now there we go, a snow rare. Doesn't matter what color it is. If it's easily castable, if it doesn't have 2 colored pips in its mana cost, you can splash it super easy. So a black and 3 for a 4/4. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, exile it, and we get to cast it. Using snow mana, we'll have plenty of that, so Draugr Necromancer is going to be huge here. Easily splashable, very balmy card. Get that in this deck. Now Shimmerdrift Vale, again, like one of the highest pick snowlands. And we're not even missing on really anything here. This pack is really unexciting for almost everybody. I mean, Battlefield Raptor is good for the really aggressive white decks. Draugr's Helm is probably the strongest card. But yeah, I mean, not a lot going on in this pack. Really nice to pick up a Shimmerdrift Vale there. Now, what do we have? Grim Draugr looks like it fits into the snow deck, but it's pretty unimpactful. Just a 3/2 that has 2 mana fire breathing, and we're not really getting aggressive, so the menace doesn't matter much. So Grim Draugr I'm actually just not very high on. I even would probably just prefer like Grizzled Outrider in here, but I might take the Skemfar Elder Hall, because now we are going to want a decent amount of black mana so we can hit this Draugr Necromancer. So it wouldn't be completely out of the question to hit double black green. Whereas double red black is more, you know, the Skull Cairn might get cut. I don't think Elder Hall would get cut. And it'll be very good whenever we hit the correct mana for it. Yeah, sure, I'll get an Elder Hall in here. We might have the issue... The snow decks are really hard to draft, but they're really fun to draft, because you're always going to have that issue where you get to the point where you're like, wait, I've drafted so many lands that actually don't have 23 playables. Sometimes that doesn't matter. You can run 18, 19 lands in these snow decks and still have a good time. But sometimes you're really reaching for playables and playing a lot of mediocre cards because you've drafted so many lands. So it's really hard to balance out between how many lands and non-land cards you want. And that's what makes, I think, the snow decks so fun to draft, which is one of the cool things about the format, and also one of the issues of the format, is because, again, like I said, it's like a 5-color strategy. You can draft it a vast majority of the time and not really get punished for it. So you can kind of put yourself in the situation where you've made the set very repetitive. I definitely got into that position at the end of Kaldheim. I would just keep drafting green X snow decks, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're so interesting and difficult to draft that I never feel like I'm doing it 100% correctly, so it still feels like a wild time every time I draft them. So I very much enjoy it still. Actually, do we take Behold the Multiverse over another Snow Mountain? How many snowlands do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We technically only have 5 snowlands here. We just have a lot of spell lands, the Elder Hall, Stronghold here. How many playables do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 actual castable spells. We probably have to take spells now, like Behold the Multiverse, and this one's really good. Scry 2 draws you, and you can foretell it, so even if you're stuck on 2 mana, you can use this to get out of that situation really well. That's what makes Behold so good. Love another snow-covered mountain. Helps hit that spell end stuff, but maybe we're on Behold here. Again, another one of these things where I wouldn't be confident in this pick if I had drafted Kaldheim yesterday. You know, if Kaldheim was the new format and I was currently drafting it, I wouldn't know 100% what to do here. And the fact that it's been gone for 6 months makes it even more difficult. Kaldheim was a cool format for stuff like this. But also, that's one of the flaws in the format. People definitely got tired of playing against like 5-color snow because it is so draftable so often. Oh, what are we doing here? I feel like I'm taking Behold. I mean, we have 10 non-land playables. We need to end up with 23, and we're halfway through the draft. If we continue at this pace, then we'll end up with 20 playables by the end of the draft. We're basically at the exact midpoint. So then, 20 spells and 20 lands, that's probably a bit rough. It's probably a bit too much. That being said, Snow-Covered Mountain, it's one of the top 3 snow colors, green, blue, or red. Oh. We have 2 Spirit of the Alderguard. So more snow permanents, more snow lands are really good with them. I'm going to be a doofus. I'm taking the Snow-Covered Mountain. I really don't know there. This pack's not good. Generally not a great pack for anybody. Well, White Red Aggro has a great time. Shieldmate and Runamuck are both great picks for that deck. But everybody else is unhappy with this. We're just going to take Frostpeak Yeti and not be too happy about it. Pretty filler stuff for the snow deck. Like, you can do it, but it's not great. Do we splash a card as Vicious Return? Sack a creature to deal 3? We're not going to have enough creatures to really use this. No, I don't think we splash card as Vicious Return. Probably take another Frostpeak Yeti and be kind of unhappy about it. We have very few cheap cards, so maybe Strategic Planning. Not a great card, but we need something to do early game. I think I'm going to take Frostpeak Yeti, and then I'm just going to very, very, very highly take cards like the 2-mana 2/2 that untaps a snow land. Just cheap snow tribal cards. Now that we have hopefully enough snow lands by the end of this pack, we can just start taking some cheap stuff. And honestly, Brine Barrow Intruder is very, like, not good, but gives us something cheap to do at least. We could also just take Vault Robber. I mean, a 2-mana 1/3 isn't terrible, and we're kind of into red with Svella. But we're definitely like green-blue number 1. We have double Yeti and a Bergstrider. 100% green's the number 1 color. We have Path of World Tree, Double Spirit, and Lindworm, so not only do we have a lot of green cards, but most of them are very good. All of them except Recluse, I would say. In blue, sure, we have a lot of blue cards, but only 2 are like premium. Frost Augur and Bergstrider being ridiculous. But these 3 are just not crazy. Could take Scorn Effigy. I guess that's a 2-mana 2/3, but it doesn't block until the turn after you spend the 2. You spend 2 mana to foretell it, and then next turn you cast it as a 2/3. So it's a 2/3, but it doesn't come out until turn 3, so it doesn't help us block the early game like red-white aggro decks, and that is my scariest matchup. That's the thing I'm absolutely the most worried about with this deck right now. That's what we need to get the blockers for. I feel like Vault Robber and Brine Barrow Intruder just do a much better job there, even if they are both pretty filler. I'm going to take Vault Robber here. Maybe it's wrong, because it does really muck up our mana base. Because then we have early game red and blue. Just going to be really hard to hit. Hopefully we have enough fixing it'll work out. I'm going to take Vault Robber. These are nonsense. I mean, they're good cards. Battlefield Raptor, Warhorn Blast, great for aggressive decks, and Guardian's not horrible. 3/6 Vigilance for only 4 mana if you foretold it. Raider's Carve is fun. Raider's Carve actually ended up being pretty decent, I think. I don't remember 100%, but it could have been. Giant Ox, maybe play it 2-mana 06. Blood on the Snow. Well, we're already going for the Black Bomb of Draugr Necromancer, so now we get a bomb rare removal spell too, or removal spell Wrath effect as well. This is more expensive than the Doomscar, but it's probably better. It's higher impact for sure. Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers, then you bring 1 back from your grave to the battlefield. We have definitely enough snow mana to do that, where we'll get probably like, best case scenario, like Spirit of the Alderguard back. If we have 4 snow permanents, that'd be awesome. But at worst, I think worst case scenario, we're getting like a Vault Robber back, like a 2-mana creature back from the grave. Yeah, Blood on the Snow seems excellent here. That'll be the pick. Another Shimmerdrift Veil. Again, I don't want to just take too many lands, but this is just the number 1 land. The number 1 land. Behold would be great. Basalt Ravager wouldn't be horrible, but we really need the cheap creatures. There's no good cheap creatures for us here. Like Asgard Cavalry, sure, it's a 2-mana 2/2, but we really want cheap green creatures, because green's the only color we know we're going to have early game. No cheap green creatures again. I'm not going to take another Elder Hall here, because I'm just not going to take a land, unless I take Snow-Covered Swamp. Maybe I take Snow-Covered Swamp. Snow-Covered Swamp, Bind the Monster, Mistwalker, Feed the Serpent. We don't have a lot of removal. We do have a Wrath. How many non-lands do we have? 16? We need 4, 5, 6, 7 more non-land cards here. We can get that. We can get that even if we take a land this pick. I like being able to grab a Snow Swamp off of Path to the World Tree, because because that only grabs basics. So being able to grab a basic snow land and a basic black source is huge. Being able to do that at the same time for a card like Draugr Necromancer. So maybe I do take the snow-covered swamp that highly? Probably not. We probably take Feed the Serpent. We have literal 0 removal spells. Yeah, I could see an argument for Mistwalker. It is quite a good blocker. 1/4 and in the sky. Bind the Monster as well for being cheaper removal. But we do take a hit from it regardless. I'm going to take Feed the Serpent here. Oh, another Sfella? Well, I'm going to take another Sfella over a Frostbite here, as much as I would love more removal here, and this is cheap removal, so it's super good. Sfella's just a bomb. Just a bomb. Snow-covered forest, the number 2 or number 3 card for us. Take it over a Gladewalker. I'm probably not supposed to be as picky as I'm getting here, and we're going to die in the early game and get punished for it, but I'm going to keep being picky and not take the 2-mana 2/2 green card when hopefully I can get Mass Vandal 2-mana 1/3. Be the luckiest person ever? Yeah, no, I think we're just going to have literal 0 early game and get punished pretty hard for it. Rootless Use is a great card. Search your library for a creature with power toughness 6 greater when it dies, so just grab a Lindworm. Another spell too, but this is a dual land. Gives us blue and black, 2 pretty important colors for this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Let's just play the 20 land snow deck. I don't even care. Y'all can't stop me from playing the 20 land snow deck here. We don't actually need Glittering Frost, but it would be fun to help ramp out the Lindworm or Blood on the Snow early. I think, again, we need cheap creatures more. We have enough blue that we can probably hit 2-drop blue creatures decently, but this one doesn't block that well. A 1/2 flyer. Draw, discard, good effect on it. I'm going to actually take the cheap creature here, the Pilfering Hawk. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why is this pack so good? 3 Seasons is actually sick in this deck. It's just a straight draw 2, right? Mill 3 cards, return up to 2 snow permanents from your grave to hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 snow permanents already. 21 snow permanents means milling 3 cards, like 50% of our cards are snow permanents. That's a draw 1, I guess, and then you shuffle. Yeah, on average being like a draw 1, maybe 2. Maybe it's not 3 Seasons. It gives us something to play early game, but it doesn't affect the board state, and that's what I'm worried about doing early game. So if we're taking an early game card, I don't think we're taking 3 Seasons, I think we're taking Pilfering Hawk. And that, again, really just doesn't block well, whereas Bergstrider's so good, slowing down your opponent and getting a 4/4 out. Lindworm also getting you back in the game. I think we're taking a late game card like a big old doofus, and I'm taking Bergstrider. Like a big old doofus, we take another late game card. Alright, just Spare Sentinel. Trades into the 2/1s and the 1/1s and stuff. Or Horizon Seeker, which is a 3-drop a little later, but it's a little better because we're pulling whatever basic we want out. Instead of trying to tap this and another creature for mana, like we're not tapping just Spare Sentinel for mana that often. We don't have enough early game creatures to do that. Most of our creatures are like later on the curve. So it's just like, do we want the 1-mana 1/2 or we want the Horizon Seeker? I'm going to take the Horizon Seeker. We're just going to have no cheap cards. I accepted this a few turns ago, and then I keep going back to it in my head and being like, well, now we still don't have cheap cards. I mean, Cavalry. We've got a lot of red. Maybe play a 2-mana 2/2 in red. We already have tons of 4-mana stuff, so I think I'd rather play Elder Hall here because we're not getting an early game card anyway. 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 cards. Only need 1 more non-land and we have a deck, except we're running like a giant ox in here. Yeah. Yeah, we took the lands too highly, didn't we? I'll take a Run Ashore. Take that over Roots of Wisdom. Late game, just slow your opponent down a bunch. Throw some things back into their library, I guess. Bind the Monster. I am so happy to see that. Cheap removal that we can just cast early game to just shut off a 2/2. They play their 2/2 and you just play this. You're like, alright, it gets to hit me once, but now I don't have to block it anymore. Bind the Monster, just perfect for this deck. That's what we need. Another cheap creature, that's what we need. Alright, we get to cut Giant Ox. So, all in all, I think we won. We get to cut a Giant Ox at the end of the day. That's good. That's something. We get to cut 1 more card if we want to play 17 lands. We probably do want to play 17 lands. I don't know if we need 18 here. because we have Path to the World Tree pulling a land out, Horizon Seeker pulling lands out at 3, Svella making mana at 3. We probably do still run 18 lands, though, because we have plenty mediocre cards we can cut for a land, like our 3rd Frostpeak Yeti. Something like that. Yeah. Well, luckily, we ended up with 0 white in the deck. So we can run literally just like Arctic Tree Line for the white mana that we need for the Path to the World Tree. Yeah, we have 3 white sources because we have Arctic Tree Line, double Shimmerdrift Veil. So we can't like reliably sacrifice Path to the World Tree, but I think enough that we don't want to put a Plains in here. Or I think we can do it enough that we don't want to put a Plains in here. I like the Draugr better than the Recluses. Don't love the Yetis. Don't love Run Ashore. This is much better when you're like tempoing out your opponent. You've just curved out, and then this is the top end of your curve. The top end of your curve, just like, all right, shove your stuff back in hand and on top of your library and kill you. We're not really doing that. So this is much better top end of like a slightly aggressive deck than top end of a slower deck like this. But I guess we are kind of aggressive. We have a lot of creatures at least, which counts for something. Maybe this is fine. These are the cards I think I'm considering cutting, these 6 over there. And we're going to cut 2 of them so we can run an 18th land. Frostaugur is going to go off in this deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Slightly more than half our deck is a snow permanent. So this is 1 mana, tap, flip a coin. If you win the flip, draw a card. That's so good. So good. Frostaugur is awesome here. Such low mana commitment for consistent card draw. All right, cut 2 cards. I think I'm going to go 1 Yeti, 1 Run Ashore. I still want to make sure I have as many cheap blockers as I can. 3 mana is not that cheap, but still cheap enough. That'll cut a Yeti over it. All right. So this is going to be the 18-land snow deck here. Still really scared about the early game, but wow, the late game here. The late game here. Svellas are absolute bombs. Bergstriders and Lindworms come out, slow our opponent down, and then have just probably one of the biggest creatures on the board. Blood on the Snow kind of just wins the game, wrap the board and get something back for us. So another bomb kind of card. Path to the World Tree, if we ever crack it, huge way to come back in the game. So these cards are huge impact. I would say these cards are just game winning if they go off. If we have Svella with 8 mana out, we're kind of just winning. If we cast Blood on the Snow, we're kind of just winning. And these cards are huge impact late game. So I think we have a pretty great deck. Spirit I would add into that huge impact category. Draugr I'd add into the bomb category if this doesn't get killed. We're casting their own cards against them anytime things are trading in combat. So yeah, I mean, we have some bombs. We have some big cards to bring us back into the game. And some filler stuff to get us there. Good card draw. Not great removal. I'm a big fan of this pile of cards. So we're going to go ahead and sort everything by color and see what we need to do to our mana base here to support this. It's going to be complex to where I don't really want to just let Arena do it at once. Well, let's move Svella over here. Because we have multiple important colors. Black is definitely a very important color, even though we don't have very many black cards. The black cards we have are both really important to hit. Or all 3 really important to hit. Feed the Serpent Necromancer and Blood on the Snow. And red's also really important to hit because of Svellas. But red we can hit later in the game if it weren't for Vault Robber and Cavalry. This is why I really wanted good 2-mana green 2-drops. I should have just been less picky and taken the 2-mana 2/2 and green instead of really hoping to get Masked Vandals, because it looks like the bots definitely like Masked Vandal, because I don't think we saw any more than like 5 picks into the pack. And we were probably just repeatedly taking lands over them early in the picks. All right, early in the packs. So green by far the most important color, but kind of tied for blue in terms of how many cards we have in that color. So let's see what our mana base looks like right now. Eight green sources. We're doing pretty great on green sources. I don't think we need to add any more. We have 8 natural green sources and 2 Shimmer Drift Veils we can play for green if we're unlucky there. We only have 4 blue sources right now. 3 islands and an ice tunnel. Probably putting another island in then. How many red sources do we have though? 3 mountains, that's it. So we have 4 natural blue sources and 3 natural red sources. But we only have 4 red cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue cards. How many black cards? We have the 3 black cards, but we really need double black late game for Feed the Serpent and Blood on the Snow. How do we hit double black here? Ice Tunnel, Woodland Chasm. We don't have a single black. Ooh, we don't have a single basic black source. We have Path of the World Tree and Horizon Seeker pulling out specifically basics. Being able to grab one of those when we have a Feed the Serpent in hand for our second black source is pretty important. Maybe the 18th land is a swamp here. Yeah, we also have double Elder Hall. It's got to be a swamp, right? For the 18th land. Then we can grab green, red, blue, or black off our basic land searchers. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Let's see what else we have in the sideboard here. Skull Cairn. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not playing Skull Cairn over a basic swamp because we just can't search it out. We could actually crack a Skull Cairn now and then. We have red sources, but yeah, I'm not running this over a basic swamp, I think. We don't have enough white sources to use Bredegard Stronghold, so we're just going to run basic forests over those, I think. Technically, Shimmer Drift Veil could get us there. Manoliths from Svella could get us there, but it's a low enough percentage of the time. We'd rather just have untapped lands. So let's throw in 2 forests and a swamp here. Call it a day. Get rid of these strongholds. And then we want to make all our lands Kaldheim, so we'll put the red source in there. Look how similar the Kaldheim and Crimson Vow symbols are. That's kind of wild. 3 Kaldheim now. Islands. All right. It's going to be an interesting deck to see how it plays out here. Of course, it doesn't have the curve anymore. Just going to give it the most cliched name because I can't come up with anything else. I'm very unoriginal, and I've definitely used this name like 3 times before for the deck. So let's reopen it so we can see the curve again. I'm into it. I'm so into it. Double Svella, double Spirit, Path to the World Tree. Blood on the Snow. Big stuff here. Big stuff available. Yeah. Excited to see how this deck operates. We certainly have some filler non-land cards because we took lands so highly, but thanks to that we just have so many snow lands. We can really get max value off of cards like Blood on the Snow. We don't have any Ice Hide Trolls, so we don't have a lot of the common ways to make use of our snow lands, but yeah, I think this hand's sweet. This is a great hand. Path to World Tree into Spirit of the Alder Guard. We even have a turn 3 Recluse in the middle there, so we can get something on the board to block. I think I will be grabbing our 1 Swamp because we've got Feed the Serpent in hand. But maybe we're supposed to take an island here. Probably supposed to take an island here because we have so many blue cards we could draw into. But we don't know if we will draw into them. And the Spirit of the Alder Guard can hit the second black source. So yeah, we'll grab the black here. If we draw a blue card, then we just make it so Spirit of the Alder Guard grabs a blue source. Actually, we don't have any snow blue sources, do we? We have Shimmer Drift Veil, so we have whatever color we need off Spirit. Yeah, that's so good. Having double Shimmer Drift Veil to go with Spirit of the Alder Guard is pretty excellent. That helps a lot. So Spirit can grab any color of mana. So another snow deck here. Shimmer Drift Veil into the 3 Seasons. They do get lucky on the mill. They get 2 snow permanents. 1 Boreal Outrider there, which is a huge snow payout, or payoff. So that's going to be excellent for them. All of their creatures they cast are going to come in with a +1/+1 counter now. They go for the tapped land this turn to play Avalanche Color for the turn. We're going to have to kill that, so we'll grab the black source off Spirit to kill it with. If we had a black-white duel for Spirit, that'd be Excellent here. We have a blue-black duel. That's still better than just the black source. By a lot, because we don't have a blue source out yet. So I think we take the blue-black duel. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't... I forgot. It doesn't put it into play. It puts it into hand. So it'll be a tapped blue source, but still... Or a tapped black source. Oh yeah, we did draw the blue source. What am I on about? What am I on about? Either way, we're taking a tapped black source, so we might as well take the duel over the just one color tapped black source. Bind the monster on my spirit. Sad day for that. Bind the monster on the recluse too. Alright. They are binding some stuff down, going to 10 for it. Ooh, Frost Augur? Pretty spicy. It's kind of another must-kill sort of card. That being said, our opponent has 2 must-kill cards here, Avalanche Caller and Boreal Outrider. We only have 1 piece of removal, so... I don't know if we're doing excellent here, but we're doing fine. Lindworm now, though. We can just play Lindworm for the turn. I think I'm down for that. They're at 10 life. Get a little aggressive that way. I'm down for that. Six mana from our opponent. Bergstrider, that's going to be huge here. Tap down Lindworm for another turn. It's a 5/5 thanks to Outrider. Get that 3 damage in. Shimmerdrift Veil for the white source is pretty massive. We're not going to block with Frost Augur. Let's see what it gets us. If anything. Ooh, Blood on the Snow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do reveal it here, but we can immediately cast it. Is that worth it? I don't think so. So we just be like, oh, we failed it. Oh, big bummer, we failed it. See if they play another permanent here. We'll just take all this damage. If they just start activating Avalanche Caller, that's a bad time. But hopefully they dump their hand out. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe I should have revealed it and just gone for it. Probably, definitely should have revealed it and casted it here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17? Sure, I'll go to 3. Rather than crack a Feed the Serpent. Oh, I should go way above 3 if they're not going to attack all. Yeah, I'm very fine taking this all. And then we have Path to World Tree gaining some life later. So definitely going for a Blood on the Snow here. So try to hit another Snow permanent off of Frost Augur. Oh no, it cares about the amount of snow spent on it. We're going to spend 4 snow. So we're going to bring back Spirit of the Alder Guard here, which is great. So we don't need to try to draw another snow off Frost Augur or anything. Let's attack Lindworm in. Attacking with Frost Augur looks super suspicious. I guess it doesn't really matter. They have 1 mana. They can't play around the Wrath. Maybe we do send in Frost Augur as well. I feel like they definitely just block with Avalanche Caller, but maybe we would get that 1 extra damage in that way. Alright, so no damage in, unfortunately. So do we feed the Serpent Bergstrider? No, because we have to deal with Avalanche Caller to survive here. So we Blood on the Snow. And we want to do it for 4, so we don't want to tap Frost Augur here. I guess we could do it for 3 and just get Notvold Recluse back if we spend 1 on Frost Augur. But no, let's do it for 4. Bring back the Spirit. Got another Snowland here. Doing great on our mana. We could just take an untapped land. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't really need an untapped land. Really don't need any specific color, though. No idea if it matters. I guess I'll just take a tapped green-black source here. So Ravenous Lindworm, we can feed that to the Serpent. Svella's the draw, massive draw. Attack 5, still have a blocker up. Probably don't even need to crack Path to the World Tree to win this one, but we have that option later. Alright, there's the concession. That is 1-0 for the green snow deck. Alright, like the hand. No red for the Vault Robber, but that's fine. Still have turn 3 Horizon Seeker, turn 4 Necromancer. Not having the mana for our 2-drop at least means we get to play our Elder Hall turn 2 and get the tapped land out of the way. I like it. I can't believe we passed on a Svella pick one, pack one, and then we got 2 more in this draft. This was a wild draft. Ooh, Shimmerdrift Veil is excellent here. Do we want to play that instead of Elder Hall? So we get the red mana for Vault Robber? No, because we're just going to play Horizon Seeker turn 3. We'll just hold this in case we draw a better off-color card. You know, I don't want to play this on red and then draw Bergstrider. That would be not ideal. So green-black from our opponent so far. The Colossal Plow, turn 2, I love it. If they go Plains Giant Ox, they got us here. Crew the Plow by crewing it with Giant Ox's toughness off of Giant Ox's special ability there. But outside of that, if they're just trying to crew this for 6, then that's fine. We'll have a fine time. They can crew it for 6 and then we'll block with Horizon Seeker and trade into it, I guess. Probably going to be a good while before they have 6 power on the board. But yeah, the one thing you got to be really scared about is if your opponent does play the Colossal Plow and the Giant Ox together, they get that activating soon. Uh-oh. Boreal Outrider is absolutely disgusting with a Woodland Chasm out. That means if our opponent's green-black, then everything they play gets a +1/+1 counter. We don't have any way to kill that because we don't have a lot of removal in this deck. Do we play Draugr Necromancer or do we play Spirit of the Alderguard? We're good on mana for a while. I don't see a reason to play Spirit unless we want a more aggressive attacker. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much just as much power as the Necromancer anyway, so I think I just play Necromancer pre-combat attack with Horizon Seeker, and then if anything trades off, trades go super in our favor. And that way we can try to Elder Hall the Boreal Outrider and get it to our board. We need double black, green, and 2. Right now we have a green, black, so we need another black. We might play Shimmerdrift Veil on black here, and then the turn after play a forest, and we've got enough to crack it, right? Then we'd have black, green, 1, and then the turn after that play a forest. We've got black, green, 2. Yeah. 2 turns from now we can activate the Elder Hall. Wither Crown. Well, I'm going to keep paying a life every turn then. Because this ability is important enough to keep. Yep, lose a life unless you sack the creature, so I could lose a life every turn to keep this on board. Well, I guess Elder Hall doesn't kill Outrider anymore. Outrider's just straight up a 4/3. We're going to hit for 4 every turn. An extra 1 more damage each turn is pretty big. I think I'm still declining, and then I'm just holding up 3 power to trade into that if they attack in. Yeah, I think I'm declining and just being ready to trade if need be. So we go Spirit of the Alderguard here, grab a blue-black source, because we need a second black to activate Elder Hall. And that way we get to play a better land than Shimmerdrift, because it adds both colors. Or not both colors, 2 colors. So yeah, blue-black source here. Seems like the pick, play it for turn. And we'll take the trade of Spirit of the Alderguard into Boreal Outrider if they offer it. And next turn we have access to Skemfar Elder Hall. It's not going to be enough to kill Outrider anymore, but we still have access to it if we want it. Crew the Colossal Plow. Do we get the Colossal Plow if we trade with it? I don't know. I'm going to find out here. I'm going to find out here regardless. Alright, so crew the plow. Do they attack both? Is the question. If they attack both, I trade with Outrider. Easy peasy. Alright, they attack just plow. Let's see if we get it to the Necromancer. We do. Nice. Frost Augur is the draw. So again, Skemfar Elder Hall doesn't really do much for us. I don't think we're playing it this turn. So I think we go blue source for Frost Augur. 2 mana for Vault Robber. 2 mana for Colossal Plow. And play Shimmerger Veil on, well, we already have white. We have white, green, red, black, blue. So what do we want Shimmerger Veil on? We definitely want to play the tapped land. What's in our deck again? We do have a double black card, but we have double black already. We have a double green card, but we have double green already. Probably just green again, because we have more green than anything else. It's either green or blue here. Get our third green or a second blue. We'll get our second blue. We've got 2 forests in hand. Unfortunately, we're 1 power off from crewing Colossal Plow. Actually a bummer. We chumping here? We're probably chumping here. I don't think we're trumping with Necromancer yet, though. Not quite. Getting close to wanting to do that. We have enough power to crew the Colossal Plow when I crack the Elder Hall and get 2 1/1s. Yep. Alright, let Yara Glade Warden, a 4/4 here, and that's going to keep putting counters on their other stuff if they, yeah, if they have any creatures in their grave. I think we'd rather play the 4-power creature than crack the Elder Hall, because Elder Hall isn't killing anything. First and foremost, we want a Frost Augur here. I want to have the red up. I think we're using the Shimmerdrift Veil to use Frost Augur here. Using that blue source. Alright, just a land on top. That is not ideal. Yeah, definitely play Recluse. Hold on to Necromancer. They can't really attack anymore. They can't really attack anymore as soon as we play Recluse, because then we can just activate the Plow, trade into anything they attack with, and then cast whatever they attacked with against them again. Yeah, we're putting them in a situation here where they basically need to throw another removal spell at Necromancer if they ever want to get in. So I really like keeping around the Necromancer. Otherwise, we're just going to keep trading their own creatures against them, and they're never going to have anything in their graveyard because we were just exiling it. I guess it goes to the graveyard after it dies from our board. Yes, once it dies from our board, it goes into their graveyard. So eventually they will have the cards to exile to Glade Warden, but it'll be a while. Okay, try again on the Frost Augur. It's another Skemfar Elder Hall. If we have another Elder Hall, we're just going to pop for some 2/2s here. Or some 1/1s. Just get more creatures on the board for chump blocks. We have nothing else to do here anyway. Not loving our position here. But I don't hate it either. At any point, Frost Augur could start going off and getting us out of this one. I think I'd say it's another like 60-40 in our opponent's favor. Alright, Boreal Outrider, hello. 1/5 Priest of the Haunted Edge. They have 1 land. Yeah, they have 1 snow land, so something -1/-1. Yeah, the Priest does not matter. They play another snow land, though. They get to kill Frost Augur, so it could definitely be relevant. Or even killing Notvold Recluse here, because we can't activate the Plow anymore if they kill that. Yeah, I was going to say, any attacks they do are just good for us still. Because of Necromancer, so we have to just keep this around at taking 1. We're going to die to a Wither Crown. Oops. tap that for 1 mana. Trying to use the Frost Auger's ability, my brain just malfunctioned. I do want to hold a red up in case I draw Sfella. Probably tap the Arctic Tree Line. We're not going to draw a white card, we don't have one. So, yep, okay, glad I messed it up a little bit, but not that badly. Because I do still get to cast Sfella. Alright, Sfella wins the game. If Sfella can stay on this board, then I think we've got it now. Not immediately, and we are worried. They have a lot of trample and life loss, but now I think we're in the lead a little bit. Because Sfella's big here. Sfella's very big here. Alright, yeah, they see the Sfella. They know what's coming here. They are going in. So I like 3-2 and 1-1 on the 4-4. Use our 4-2 and our 2-4 to crew the Colossal Plow and put it on the 6-6. Yeah, we have some good blocks here, I think. Not excellent blocks, but some good blocks. Kind of have to let the 5-5 trample in here. Alright, they have decided against that course of action, so it will be our turn. Path to the World Tree with the mana to activate it, but they don't have anything with 2 toughness or less, so it's not that good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana. Spend 2 on Path. We'll only have 6 left. We'll have 7 left if we play the island. We need 8 to use Sfella, so we don't play Path to the World Tree this turn. But we do play this land, so we could Path to the World Tree the turn after this and still use Sfella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can also use Frost Auger this turn by playing a land. But I think we'll do it during our opponent's turn. Because whatever snow permanent we draw, we're not going to play it because we're just going to spend 8 on Sfella. So we'll do this later so we can hold Frost Auger as a blocker. Alright. We are going to make sure the auto tapper holds up a snow source for Frost Auger, though. The way it taps Sfella here. Alright. That's the second snowland for Priest of the Haunted Edge. It's halfway towards killing Sfella. It's completely towards killing our 4-2 or our Frost Auger, which makes our blocks much worse. Makes our blocks much worse if they kill the Not Void Recluse, because it's much harder to crew Plow that way. It really mitigates our card draw if they kill Frost Auger. But now that we have Sfella, I don't think Frost Auger matters that much. Okay, so they're just going to combat. Okay, they're going to pass turn. Alright, so make sure the auto tapper doesn't do it here. Hold on to Shimmerdrift Veil, I guess, as the Frost Auger mana. Not Void Recluse, alright, whatever, it's something. Activate the Frost Auger and hit Bergstrider. Good stuff, I'll take it. Keep the Necromancer out still. We have double Bergstrider in hand, so now we just start jamming Bergstriders. Path to World Tree, Bergstrider, smack with a Plow here. Yeah, we're just going off. We're going off. Tap down their best attacker. Probably should have tapped down the Trampler there. I don't know if that was ideal. Grab a Snow Forest. Crew the Plow to gain some life. Do we get to crew the Plow and attack yet? 7, 8. Maybe not. Maybe we're still not on attacks yet. I mean, the Plow makes 3 mana, so we play another Bergstrider. We get to play another Bergstrider. I think we can crew the Plow here. Off of, like, these two. Hold up a bunch of chump blockers still. Obviously, if they trade on blocks, that's excellent for us. If they just let it through, that's fine. We'd prefer they just trade on blocks. Yeah, no, getting the mana for the next Bergstrider here is awesome. We won't be making an Icy Manalith with Sfella anymore, but instead we'll play a Bergstrider and still have Frost Auger mana. Seems wildly good here. Alright, all the mana we have up is snow mana, so... Wait, what? What's going on here? Combat damage. Okay, next. Alright. What is this? Next is to main. Okay, go to main. Alright, I was getting really worried there. I was like, am I going to miscasting my thing here? It was looking like it, but I did not. Tap down that troll because it's got trample. We still have got Frost Augur mana. Our board is expanding at a ridiculous rate. Necromancer going off, Svella going off, Frost Augur going off, drawing into that Bergstrider there. They have an Eyeside Troll, alright, and they have the 2 snow mana for the indestructible blocker. But looks like it's unlikely to matter here. Oops. Not mean to click on my face there. Poor Fibblethip. Poked him in the eyeball. Do we sack Necromancer now? No. Doing good enough on a life total. Alright. Now that we don't have to crew the thingy-mabob anymore, how are we attacking? They don't have indestructible mana this turn for Eyeside Troll, so we can send in some 4-power stuff. A trade. A trade. The 1/5 blocks well, but then we kill it with Elder Hall. Or Path to the World Tree, actually. We'd rather kill it with Path to the World Tree because we gain life off doing that. I still want a lot of blockers. Do I attack with 1 Bergstrider here? Do I attack with all? Would still have tons of blockers if I just cast stuff instead of using Svella's ability. Attack with 1 Bergstrider. Oops. Maybe getting a little bold on the attacks here, but I want to start closing this game out. Alright, so they do block well with the Priest, but we do get to hit for 8, and then we just kill the Priest post-combat because its ability is sorcery speed. So they're not going to get any value off of it, so we use Path to the World Tree here for 7. It is holding up snow mana. Alright, good enough, auto-tapper, I'll take it. Target opponent, target a creature for 2 damage. Gain 2, draw 2, get a 2/2. Draw another Svella, good lord. Play the Priest against them here. And still have Frost Augur mana up. I should have went Manalith Priest, I think. 1, 2, 3, we have Manalith, then we spend 2 on Priest. We don't really need to draw more off Frost Augur. Probably better to have more mana in the future. I don't know, I mean, we're so far in the driver's seat. I don't think it matters much here, the sequencing. It would be good practice. Untapped Snowland over the tapped one. Priest, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Snowlands. Alright, well, goodbye. Goodbye, 6/6, and we'll cast a 5/5 on our board. Oh, wait, no, that was wrong. I should have hit the Troll. Should have hit the Eyeside Troll, their only indestructible blocker here. Again, doesn't really matter, because I'm just going to keep casting their own creatures against them. Boom, 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 boom. Just kind of chump attacks now, because I'm just casting so much stuff. I can send in bad attacks, and they're at a low life total. Definite misplays near the end here. But we're misplaying in a position where we're so far ahead that we're probably fine. Yeah. Scoop them up there. Oh, we actually had lethal on board. I should have just slammed all attack. They had no cards in hand. So no instant speed tricks there. Alright, another victory there. Just an absurd snow deck in the late game here. Our biggest snow problems are in the early game, where we have a lack of interaction and a lack of good, cheap blockers. Okay, so here we are in game 3. We are 2-0 with an excellent hand. Turn 1 Frost Augur, Woodland Chasm, turn 2 with a Bind the Monster. If they play a 2-mana creature, because they are going first, we'll bind probably any 2-drop they play, because Nodful Recluse is going to trade horribly into those. They are on green, I love that. One of the less aggressive colors here. Oh, green-red? Green-red can be aggressive. Red is one of the most aggressive colors. But it has some good late game in the set too, so not necessarily. Alright, Things are working out alright for us so far. No 2-drop creature here, but that Foretold card could be Seraph's Packmate for a 3/3 to start attacking in. We'll just play Notvold Recluse and get ready to trade with that. I think 4/2 for 3/3 is a fine trade. But if they play Dwarven Reinforcements, we're going to have a very bad time. Dwarven Reinforcements is super good against our board state. Just a couple 2/1s. They would trade into the Augur or the Recluse, and I don't want to trade Recluse for a 2/1. So getting 2 2/1s off one card would be very bad for us. So we're hoping the Foretold card is Seraph's Packmate. If it's Dwarven Reinforcements, we're having a bad time. Luckily for us, they're just not going to cast it yet. They're going to seize the spoils, set up some card draw, because they're not under any pressure, so that's fair enough. We're not under any pressure either, so I think I'm even going to try to draw a card off of Frost Augur rather than play a 4/2, because I'm not really the kind of deck that's going to start hitting them for 4 and try to outrace them here. I just want Frost Augur to draw more cards than they do, basically. Just sit here and try to counteract whatever they do. Ooh, Path to the World Tree's a huge draw. Huge draw. We have blue, black, green already. We just need a red and a white source to activate that late game. Next turn, we'll have the mana to use Frost Augur, bind the monsters, and Path to the World Tree all in one turn. If we don't need to play our Recluse or any blockers. Alright, still just foretelling cards. Now I'm starting to get a little scared. If they're just going to keep foretelling cards, they might have some big late game. Maybe these are like big 7-mana foretell cards, like the 5-mana 5/4 haste and stuff. So hopefully they don't just start just slamming us in the future. But for now, I think I'm cool to just use Frost Augur. I don't think it matters what Snow Permanent I draw. I'm just going to play Path to the World Tree here. So I'll hold on to Frost Augur to do it at the end of their turn. That way, I can hold Frost Augur up as a blocker if they slam the 5/4 haste down on me. Will I want to block if they do that? I don't think I will, actually. And I guess this way we can see, if we draw Snowland, we can see what colors it is. So potentially Path to the World Tree gets the 5th color. Yeah, that's probably better. Alright, it's not a Snow Permanent, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, I think we need red or white, so we'll grab our green-white dual land. And then we just need a red source. Right? Or I guess we have more red cards than white cards. Oh, we don't have a green-white dual land. Okay, well, we're definitely just grabbing a red source. Oh, what am I on about? Path to the World Tree only grabs basics. So yeah, we grab the red. Grab the red. Alright, so we have a Bergstrider next turn for whatever they do. Still feeling pretty fine, but that is a lot of Foretold cards. They do have the Doomscar Titan. Alright. Bergstrider's pretty good against that. Keep it tapped for a turn and then trade our 4/4 into their 4/4. So I'm happy with Bergstrider here. Notvold Recluse actually really good against that too. Just 4 power to block that. Do I even play Notvold Recluse instead of Bergstrider? What if these are just 2 more Doomscar Titans? That'd be terrifying. Do I bind the monster Recluse? That'd be weird. Maybe I do, though? Get a little funky fresh with it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get funky fresh with it. Let's get funky. Let's get fresh. They're going to give it hexproof here? Make it a 5/5? That would be awful for me, because then Bergstrider costs too much mana. If they have that card, we are in a real bad spot either way. Oh no, Mammoth Growth. Just Mammoth Growth for 4 to my face? Alright, that's fine. That's actually not horrible. They just turn Mammoth Growth into a Lightning Bolt to the face. Slightly bigger than a Lightning Bolt, but not atrociously so. Alright. We have blockers up for another haste creature, so Mammoth Growth was the Foretold card there. There's one more Foretold card, so we know it's not triple Doomscar Titan at least. Ooh, Notvold Slumber Mound is not good. Alright, Frostbite to kill the Recluse, sure. 2 cards in hand, 1 Foretold card, so 3 cards in hand here. They don't have the mana for another Doomscar Titan, if that's the Foretold card. So they pass turn. It could be a Demon Bolt for 4 damage, just something they just don't want to kill this Frost Augur. That would be wild to me, but I guess they had a Frostbite. That might have been in the hand the whole time. So maybe their threat assessment is just different than mine, and they don't consider Frost Augur to be a big deal. Yeah, that could be the case. Alright, Frost Augur, what are we getting? Feed the Serpent. Okay, I'm happy to have that, but I need another black source. I don't think I'm playing Bergstrider here. Oops, I don't think I'm playing Bergstrider here when there's nothing to tap down. Slumbermound's going to make a 4/4 and destroy one of my lands. That's going to be a horrible time for me, because I'm trying to hit 5 colors. We don't have any way to deal with the Slumbermound anyway, so I guess that's just going to happen. So play a Frostpeak Yeti and use Augur to draw land. But I think I'm holding up Augur in case they play the 4/4 haste so we can double block still. So, Frostpeak Yeti, hold us no mana up. Hold us no mana up for Frost Augur. Is your foretold card a Demon Bolt, my friend? No. Or they don't want to use it on Frostpeak Yeti either. Alright. We're going to get Slumbermounded hard. Slumbermound's really good against us. Land Destruction? It's just disgusting. Oh, Struggle for Skemfar, also good. Basically had a Foretold Demon Bolt there. So if they draw into a Masked Vandal, we're in for it. Doomscar Titan will start untapping, because Masked Vandal will exile that enchantment. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I guess they don't have any creatures in their graveyard. Wait a sec, we have to actually kill a creature if Masked Vandal is going to exile an artifact or enchantment. Alright, so maybe we're trying not to kill Guardian Gladewalker. Alright, so we really want another black source or a white source off of Frost Augur. Alright. I mean, it's a creature, it's a blocker. They can't really attack into it. Oh, Lindworm's so much better. We're just playing Lindworm. Lindworm's so much better. Alright, they get to They get to crack their Slumber Mound and really slow down our path to the World Tree. I think our mana's good enough here. They probably kill our green-black duel. Yeah, they kill our green-black duel, and then we are in a bad spot there, not being able to play Feed the Serpent. We still have Bergstrider, Frost Eddy, still using Frost Augur to draw more cards, so we're not in a horrible position when they Slumber Mound our green-black duel. But we are sad about it. Another Slumber Mound? Oh no. Yeah, this is definitely the best uncommon spell land against us by far. This thing's absolutely disgusting. Like, that would be really good against us if it cost them a card. Oh, they're going to kill Elderhall. I'm super fine with that. I guess they know the second we draw another black source, we'd be able to use that, kill their Gladewalker or something. Alright. I'm very happy with that, though. Because I'm more concerned about trying to hit 5 color and trying to hit double black than trying to crack an Elderhall to kill their 2/2. But this second Slumber Mound's going to kill our green-black duel. That's probably for sure. Okay, so Bergstrider. Make our green source untapped, so maybe they hit that instead. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that factors in for them and they're like, oh, there we go. We'll hit the untapped source instead of hitting the green-black duel. I think it's unlikely, but maybe. Alright, so the one thing I don't like about attacking is they could chump with Gladewalker and then Masked Vandal would be active to save their Doomscar Titan if they have Masked Vandal. But if they're drafting against the same bots as us, there will be 0 Masked Vandals. I think those bots were just pick one, pack one Masked Vandals in our draft pod. There's always packs are randomly distributed, so we also just could have just not opened a lot of Masked Vandals, I should say. Alright, Frost Augur, what do we got now? 50-50. Let's win that flip. That is not a win of a flip, but it's another Elderhall, so at least now they won't blow up the green-black duel, they'll just blow up this Elderhall. Can't really attack in anymore, but we have pretty good blocks, so I'm feeling fine. Don't think I'm playing Vault Robber here. When I can just flip with the Frost Augur again, we gotta try to be drawing our mana sources and get out of this. Not get out of this, but find a way to win. I was going to say get out of this, but the board state's actually pretty even now. We're not that much lower on life than they are, thanks to Lindworm. And our board state's pretty much just as good as theirs. Once they crack the Slumber Mound, they'll be slightly in the lead, but not by a lot. I think we're fine. Let the Mammoth Growth to kill my Lindworm. Mammoth Growth in hand for +4/+4. Still trade if I double block. Yep. And if they don't have any spell, then they trade with Bergstrider. If we play around like Mammoth Growth and do this, then if they don't have Mammoth Growth, they just trade with Bergstrider. Or if they do have Mammoth Growth, then they just use it here. Huh. I don't actually know what's best here. Because there also could be other cards in their hand that we're playing around poorly. Why don't you show me what you've got? Show me how big of a doof I am. I'm assuming Mammoth Growth and Recluse here is going to be the play. Or hold on to Mammoth Growth. Alright. It could also have just been a bad attack, and then and then we lose our 4/4 when we could have just killed it with Lindworm. This has got to be something. This last card in their hand has got to be something, because otherwise they just chump attacked with a 4/4 for fun into the Lindworm. So I feel like that didn't end as terribly as it looked like it did. I think there was something that we managed to play around there. Alright, Vault Rubber it is here. Do I main phase Frost Augur at this point? Yeah, at this point I'm not blocking with Frost Augur, just as a guarantee. I shouldn't have played my land yet if I'm going to main phase the Frost Augur. It's the second black source, so hopefully they kill the Elder Hall and not the Woodland Chasm. They have the Slumber Mound mana. But I guess now the Mammoth Growth does win the fight. When they attack with this Lindworm. Yep, you got it. Your Mammoth Growth has got it here. Or I could just block with Vault Rubber. How heavily do I want to play around the Mammoth Growth? It's definitely there. It's 100% there. And then I can respond to their Mammoth Growth with a Feed the Serpent. If I play around it here. We go to 1 life if I don't block and they have Mammoth Growth. I think I block here. If they could be next leveling me here so hard. We're definitely playing the black source because Feed the Serpent and Elder Hall. I could just Elder Hall here, main phase, kill Gladewalker, but I want to Feed the Serpent this Lindworm off after a block, I think. Oh, but they get to attack all and we're taking 5. They also have Glade Warden's ability now, but that's a sorcery. That's a sorcery, so if they throw Glade Warden's counters onto something, I guess we exile another creature. They only have 1 creature in grave, so they only have 1 activation of the Glade Warden, but it is going to be a bad time. Are we blocking with Frost Augur? Probably not. See if we hit something off of it, I guess. Alright, well, a land. It is something. Don't believe we're cracking Elder Hall, but maybe we should have. Because then they can't just put counters on Gladewalker, attack with 5/5/6/6. But if they do put counters on Gladewalker, attack with 5/5/6/6, we block Gladewalker, and then whatever they Mammoth Growth, we kill. Because they might Mammoth Growth Gladewalker, so it wins the fight against Lindworm. They might Mammoth Growth Lindworm to try to heads for 10, put us to 1. So I would love it if they actually put the counters on Gladewalker here. Or if they put the counters on Lindworm. Either way, we just Feed the Serpent, the biggest thing, kind of, after blocks. If they just put counters on Lindworm and attack with Lindworm, then, yeah, we just Feed the Serpent Lindworm without blocking. Oh, maybe it's +1/+1 hexproof. Oh, that'd be disgusting. Do I do this pre-combat? Let's see what they attack with first, but I think I do this before we declare blocks. Please don't have +1/+1 hexproof. That would be so disgusting here. Okay, good. It's not Snakeskin Veil. Whatever trick they've been holding. I really want to know what the trick is. I want to see their whole hand, because if they play out their hand and they've had no trick this whole time, then I've gotten demolished here by a very next level plays high IQ opponent. Alright, so easy Elder Hall now. Fortunately, that means we don't get to cast Recluse, but that's fine, all things considered. Pilfering Hawk, nice. So we still cast something here. Alright, holding up 1/1s to chump. Send in Linworm. Play that Hawk. Now I definitely start holding on to lands at this point with a Pilfering Hawk on the board. Think to blow up a land yet with Slumber Mound? What do they blow up now? Just the green-black duel? Yeah, green-black duel is just our best land. And even if they blow that up, we still have green, red, black, blue. So we're still good on our colors. Don't have a lot of snow lands if they blow that up, which is a bit of a bummer, but still enough to use what we have right now. So Slumber Mound blowing up our lands is no longer that big of a deal. Oh no. It now is a big deal, because it's going to mean more trolls from Waking the Trolls. If Waking the Trolls goes off, we lose, so we get real aggro here, don't we? They have 7 lands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 lands. We can actually just make it so Waking the Trolls doesn't go off. We're actually fine. We're actually fine. Especially if we hit lands off Frost Augur, then we're living the dream. Yeah, we're actually fine. I don't really want to just Shimmer Drift Veil for white, because then they blow it up with Slumber Mound for sure. For sure. But I guess I don't have much of a choice but to play a land here to keep Waking the Trolls from going off. Yeah, we still play a land to keep it from going off. For sure. I don't think we're pilfering here. Though it would not be awful to do so. Play our Horizon Seeker over our Recluse because it pulls lands when it attacks, which is definitely good here against Waking the Trolls to keep that from making any 4/4s. So the way this works, sorry, I know this is an old set. I keep forgetting to let all the cards be revealed because I'm just like kind of assuming people have played Kaldheim. My bad on that if you've been confused on what's going on here. Wow. What's going on is I've lost. So choose target opponent. If they control fewer lands than you, they get 4/4s equal to the difference. So I'm just making sure I have enough lands that they get 0 4/4s. So Crush the Weak just exiled pretty much my whole board. Augur, Hawk, and Horizon Seeker. But now Path to the World Tree goes off because they didn't activate the Slumber Mound. So we do a couple damage to them, draw a couple cards. I mean, we just go for it before they destroy any more lands. Do a couple damage to Glade Warden for fun. They already have to chump block with Glade Warden, but I want to draw the cards here, gain the life. So, my assessment was inaccurate. We still just win, because Path to the World Tree going off was massive there. And their Waking the Trolls won't go off, so we're all good. We're all good. They're going to have 0 trolls. And we're going to have a 2/2 against them at 3 life. We have Blood on the Snow if they do manage to get trolls somehow, but there's no trolls on the board. Blood on the Snow is going to be huge here. They do have our Elder Hall, but they don't have any black mana in their deck, so it's not going to do anything. So that's fine. So I guess they have to Slumber Mound here to get a blocker against our 2/2. Do we Blood on the Snow here? We're not going to have enough snow mana to get anything good back from our grave. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 snow. Ooh, Spirit of the Altar Guard? Yeah, no, we're not going to play Blood on the Snow when we can play a Spirit. 4 snow mana. Get back a Frostpeak Yeti. Get back a Frostpeak Yeti, which can get unblockable when they're at 3 life. Maybe we do Blood on the Snow, and then even if they play a blocker, we kill them. Oh, we don't have double black. What am I... Yeah, we don't have double black, so we Spirit of the Altar Guard for the second black. Ice Tunnel for duel that gives us the second black. And I'll play the Not Volt Recluse as well, because it's another creature that does lethal damage. So they need 2 blockers, or they die to either of these 2 attackers, whichever one gets through. Even if they have 2 blockers, we attack with 3 and hit them for 2. They're forced into blocking these, so we know the 2/2 survives, doesn't get killed by the troll, unless they have a burn spell in hand. And then we have Blood on the Snow as a backup if they manage to wipe our whole board and still have creatures on theirs. Yeah, I don't think things could go all that wrong here. Just slam all attack next turn, put them to 1 if they have nothing. And if they do have interaction, we've got Blood on the Snow to make sure. Even if the board state ends up being in their favor somehow, we'll be fine. Ooh, does that force everything to block it? No, it must be blocked this turn if able, so we have to block it with something. Oh, they just use it and pass? Alright, fair enough. I guess kind of just showing off what they got in hand. They're forced into trades here. And the 2/2 gets in, puts them to 1 life. 1 card in hand against a 2/2 at 1 life. We'll see if the 2/2 gets there. Get there, Grizzly Bear! I believe in you. Alright, we're getting there off the back of Winnie the Pooh. Let's go. Oh boy. That was the worst Winnie the Pooh impression that's ever been spoken. I am so sorry. Alright. Pretty excellent hand. We don't have a natural green source, but we can Shimmer Drift for green if need be. We're hoping we can just Shimmer Drift for the second black for Feed the Serpent here, or for the red for Axguard Cavalry. But we're definitely turn 1 Ice Tunnel Augur, turn 2. We'll see based on what we draw, what color we'll need off of Shimmer Drift Veil. Since we are on the draw, we have a little bit of time to see our first couple draw steps before we play Shimmer Drift, but I am going to play Shimmer Drift turn 2, I think, here. Alright, we got to do it for green. We have Not Volt Recluse and Spirit of the Altar Guard in hand now, and green's our most prevalent color. We got to just Shimmer Drift on green right now. Which is unfortunate, because it's going to turn out, it's going to work awkward later in the game. You know, later in the game, we're going to be sitting here like, oh, now I have 4 green sources? I don't need all this. I could have really used a double black, you know, for Feed the Serpent, but we got to make sure we have the early game plays. That is the biggest part of the game we're worried about. We know we have late game classics, late game excellent choices. Kids Bop Volume 20, late game plays. Alright, we're taking 3 from the Funeral Longboat. Thing is getting in. Say Not Volt Recluse here and just trade it into whatever they attack with. Do really want to hit a land. Technically, Frost Augur doesn't really help us hit the land because most of our snow permanents are lands anyway, so it would just like draw the land we were going to draw next turn anyway. And if it's not a land, most likely it's just a non-snow permanent, and Frost Augur draws nothing. So I'm going to hold off on the Frost Augur here, I guess. Poke in for 1, because I'm not going to chump block with it, though, even if I'm not using it here. Not the perfect snow deck, as you can see. I mean, these cheap red cards are super awkward. But it's good enough. We've got the great late game. Ooh. There's the red source. But Spirit of the Altar Guard has to be best, right? And then we grab the green-white duel, and then we have every color, and we have 2 green sources. Or do we grab another black source for Feed the Serpent? I don't know if we have a black source to grab off of Spirit. Could also grab an untapped mana for Bergstrider. That might be best. Not really worried about the Longboat anymore once we have Spirit of the Altar Guard out, though, which is nice. Let's see. Untapped Snow Swamp would be, like, perfect here. But I drafted something over that, because that was the point where I was like, wait a second, I'm going to end up with 19 or 20 non-lands. Green-black source, actually. Could be nice. I could definitely see an argument for the untapped land, so we know we Bergstrider next turn. We do have Frost Augur drawing cards, so it's okay if we lose a little bit on our perfect mana value. going to take the untapped source here. I'm going to take an untapped green to play next turn and play Bergstrider for sure. We attack for 1 now. There's no way Frostauger's blocking, right? Yeah, attack for 1. Alright. Foretold card, very good with Vega. When they cast Foretold cards, they draw an extra card. So Vega's going to go off here. This is the issue with not getting the next black source, is now Vega's going to draw them a lot of cards. But Vega's not going to kill us quickly, so we might be able to just try to outrace them here. We're playing another Snow Permanent for Spirit, playing another Snow Permanent again with Bergstrider. Rather tap down their Flyer than their Longboat, so play Bergstrider, keep Vega tapped. They can draw a bunch of cards, but hopefully we hit them hard. I guess this 5 to a tapped creature here, they kill Spirit. We don't really play around that. Yeah, that just happens. Oh, that's not one of the Foretold cards. I'm so happy with that. If that was one of the Foretold cards here, our opponent's in a really good position. Maybe one's Doomscar. If one's Doomscar, that's bad. Oh, no. They're... Yeah, any Foretold rares are very bad for us. Glorious Protector here. Not the greatest blocker here. Not the end of the world. They're at 10 life, facing some big ground creatures. They're going to have to make some blocks with these. Alright, so they're getting great value off Vega, drawing a lot of cards, but we have great value engines in this deck with Frostauger. So it kind of balances out. It's not that bad that they're drawing a ton off Vega. Yeah, I'm still feeling fine. I'm still feeling fine. Let's Frostauger before we do anything. Actually, there's no way to hit an untapped black source. But maybe there's some Snow Permanent that changes our math here. We have 2 green sources, so we'll use a green. What do we got? Blood on the Snow? Sure, I'll reveal it. That might get them to play real aggressively, though, and I hate that. Hate that! But it's not going to help us unless we hit another black source, and we're just not going to hit another black source. Oh... They see a Blood on the Snow. They are going to beat our behinds. I want to say Curse Birds, but I can't. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. And yeah, 8 damage to us. We go to 4. I guess we're fine. They have to block one of these. We're killing something, even if it's just the Longboat. And we can hold this 1/1 back for a chump block so we don't die next turn. We're not going to be able to cast this Blood on the Snow, though. This is scary. This could really go either way. This is a close game here. Way more aggressive than I like the Snow games ending up, but when our opponent just dumps a board of Flyers, there's not much of a choice. Our other choice is draw a black source for Blood on the Snow. We haven't done that. Again, yeah, Shimmerger fail on black, we would have gotten there, but we needed that green source. We didn't hit another one for a little while after that, I think. Even if we hit one immediately, like, we didn't know we were going to hit one, so it was really important to be able to know that we're casting green stuff. So yeah, this is what I was saying earlier, where it's like, it does look awkward later when we need that double black and we've just got like 3 green out. This is where having a snow-covered swamp in the deck would have been so nice. Maybe I should have taken that more highly. Oh, wow. I'm so happy with that. Alright. I don't mind if I don't kill you that quickly. I'm just trying to survive, so if I can kill a Flyer, I'm down for it. Play Vault Robber, make sure we get the treasure token for the Blood on the Snow. Is that better than playing Frostpeak Yeti when they're at 6? It's a really hard choice. Vault Robber, again, that treasure token, we know we can Blood on the Snow. But Frostpeak Yeti, we know we hit them for at least 3. They just can't block it, period. 2 attacks from Frostpeak Yeti kills them. I don't know, the black mana gives us access to feed the Serpent as well, so I think I'm playing Vault Robber here. Now that we have a creature in graveyard, the Spirit of the Alder Guard. I didn't know we were going to have a creature in grave. I thought they might chump here. So that's why I didn't even consider Vault Robber until now. But now we have a creature in grave, get a treasure token, know we cast Blood on the Snow. They could have a counter spell. That would be rough. They are playing blue and they're playing Foretell, so they could have the Foretell counter spell and stuff. I mean, we'll play accordingly based on what happens here. If they just hold up their mana past turn, I mean, that's just counterspell, period. But we'll see what happens. Still a scary game for us, but they're down to 6, so they're probably terrified for their life as well. And we're at 12. We're at 12. We've got the breathing room. We've got the breathing room. We know we have Blood on the Snow in hand. Still feel like it could go either way, but we are in the lead. But we don't know what's in their hand. Maybe they know what's in their hand. They're not that frightened. They're like, oh, I've got a counterspell. It's all going to be good. We got this covered. I'm just going to Doomscar. I want to Wrath. I'm pretty heavily considering Wrathing next turn, so do I chump? How could this go wrong for me? A couple combat tricks. The +1/+1 double strike could kill me. That is a foretell card as well, so they could absolutely be playing it. +1/+1 combat trick, +1/+1 double strike, that'd be 8, 9, 10. Yeah, if they play that in like another combat trick, they could just randomly find lethal. Go for the chump. Really don't want that to happen. And we're going to be casting Blood on the Snow with 4 snow mana, which means we just immediately get back the... No, we don't get back the Spirit because we're exiling it from our grave. I guess we just get back Frost Augur. It's not going to be the greatest Blood on the Snow ever if we cast it. God's Hall Guardian is what they play, so feed the Serpent, find lethal. If we hit a black source. If we don't hit a black source, we hit for 5 if we feed the Serpents. Actually, no, we don't because they have a longboat. What do we want to do here? How scared am I of the Flyers? They don't have the mana to protect them with anything. They have 2 cards in hand after I Wrath. They have a longboat and 2 cards to kill us with if I Wrath here. And then I have 2 Frostpeak Yetis. After that. But I have 2 Frostpeak Yetis now, period. We're not really getting in if I don't Wrath, right? Except by the Frostpeak Yetis. But I guess I can feed the Serpent instead. Kill the 3/3 flyer. Oh god. Oh god. Attack, see if they double block Bergstrider or if they block Frost Augur and get 1 killed to the Blood on the Snow, and then I can exile that instead and get a Spear of the Elder Guard on the board. And then either way we do like 1 damage. If they don't want to kill one of my creatures, they do like 1 damage. Or we do like 1 damage. I think I like that. If they kill one of our creatures in combat here, we're living the dream. We're actually going to have a sweet Blood on the Snow. I guess they can't kill Bergstrider, but they could kill Frost Augur. Okay, so we're just going to do 1 damage here. Yeah, I was like, wait, they don't have a double block with Longboat. What am I on about? They just have the crew of Longboat. If we try to exile Guardian, they respond by crewing. Okay. So get a damage and then Blood on the Snow. I guess is the line. Get Frost Augur back. It still doesn't look ideal because Longboat's pretty good here, but 10 life to 5, even if they have Longboat, any creature they play, they Longboat hit us, but not horrible. Alright. We have 4 snow, we don't have 5 snow. We don't get Bergstrider back. Just rough, but we get Vault Robber or Frost Augur. Frost Augur's better. So they have 3 cards, we have 4. But we technically just have 3 because we don't have Feed the Serpent. Alright, Longboat's hitting us. Uh-oh. Blood on the Snow gonna get us killed here? We're in a bad spot if we don't do it, because then they have Flyers. At least now they don't have Flyers. But it's not looking to pan out well. The double spell here to gain life as well from our opponent. But I guess they have that even if we don't Blood on the Snow. Right? Like, we don't Blood on the Snow there, then they hit us for 3, gain a bunch of life. But then we Blood on the Snow this turn is the thing. I don't know. Play Draugr, Thought Thief, and Axeguard Cavalry to have plenty of blockers on the ground, and then we're less scared about dying here. Even Frost Augur is an important blocker, so I'm going to do it during the end step of their next turn. because even a 1 power blocker can block Shield Mate if they want to attack with that instead of crewing Longboat. That's going into the grave. We don't have double black. Alright. We have the creatures to trade on board. 2-2 into their 3-2, 3-2 into their 3-3. We have the blocks set up, so we've essentially balanced out the board state. I have more cards in hand than them, plus Frost Auger's ability. I think we can survive, and if we survive, we win. Just how the deck works. I mean, that's just kind of how Magic works, period. Giant Ox Cruise Longboat, they get to attack with everybody if they want, which means they get in for at least 2 if I don't block with Auger. But I still have pretty good blocks. Still have pretty good blocks, just take 2 here, go to 5. If they have a combat trick that's bad, if it's the double strike one, we don't die. We're still at 1 life, so I think I let it in. If they have the double strike one, we go to 1. Keep Frost Auger around for the potential of drawing a ton of cards. Alright, feeling not terrible. All they have is a 2-1 now to attack us with. So we just play some 3-3s and we're blocking it. Path to the World Tree, we can play that and Frost Peak Yeti. We did put 1 regular Swamp in here, correct? I believe we did. If we didn't, I'll be a little sad, but I think we did. Yes, and this is why you put that in here. There it is. We found it. Yep, hold a Snowman up for Auger and play a 3-3 to block Shieldmate. If they kill the 3-3, at this point, because we have Path to the World Tree on the board, I think I will trade Frost Auger into Shieldmate if they kill our Yeti, because otherwise I go to 3. It's still really close because we have Feed the Serpent in hand. Maybe we don't, and we don't have a white source, so it's not like we're cracking the Path to the World Tree immediately here. I probably still have to cling to this Frost Auger for dear life, even if they kill our Frost Peak Yeti pre-combat. Okay, luckily they don't. Just a Doomscar Oracle so far. Unless they're just double spelling before they remove it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Divine Gambit? That's totally fine. We'll just play another Frost Peak Yeti then. That is super fine by us. Alright, here's Yeti 2. Still no attacks. Excuse me. They do gain the 2 life, though. That is pretty funny. No, it's one of the funniest Divine Gambits. Oh! Thank you, Frost Auger. Very cool. Yep, that's a good Frost Auger. Still not attacking with Yeti. I'm horrified at being at 5 life. I don't want to start attacking until I'm holding up Feed the Serpent. Once I'm holding up instant speed removal, then I'll start chipping in at them. Probably takes 4 hits to kill them, because they're probably going to double spell for the Oracle later. Most likely. Alright, just an island on top there. Bind the Monster's pretty horrible here. Alright, Frost Auger, you got anything? You do. You do got a thing, don't you? Okay, so they attack all. Block, exile. I don't think we can afford to attack here. I shouldn't have... I got antsy about the Frost Auger. I should have kept doing that at the end step. Because if we did it at their end step, then we could afford to attack with Yeti. Because then we go block... I'm sorry, we go block, exile. If they want to chip in for damage, they have to attack all, which means Necromancer goes off. So yeah, they still don't want to do it. Go to our turn. Spear to the Alder Guard. Beautiful draw. Grab the white source. Ridiculously good draw here. Oh, yeah. Now I'm feeling cozy. I don't even want to attack because then I'm not holding up Feed the Serpent. I'm not feeling that cozy, but I have a 9-4 Spear to the Alder Guard now. Attack in. If they trade, that's still good for me because I have Draugr Necromancer on the board. I think we've got this one. Still at a low life total, but... Again, these games go long with this deck, but when they do... That's a good thing for us. So Colossal Plow, Giant Ox combo here, but it's not even that good on this board state. We have a 3-3 to trade into the Plow. I guess they hold it back and then they trade the Plow for the Spirit. Which is not good for us. We're probably passing the turn and using Path to the World Tree during their end step rather than attacking into that Colossal Plow. Yeah, you can do this at any time. This isn't even a sorcery speed effect. Oh yeah, we're just going to Path to the World Tree in their next end step. And let Path to the World Tree do its absurd stuff. Gain 2, draw 2, get a 2/2. Basically a miniature ultimatum to certainly close out this game. I'm glad I took that Path to the World Tree. This thing has worked out super well. Again, Svella's been ridiculous too. Svella's always just the bomb, but Path to the World Tree has also been a big game ender, a super big help late game. While mana fixing us early game, so help early game too. Alright, pass the turn from our opponent. Use our Frost Augur here. They don't have any cards in hand to punish us for not holding up Feed the Serpent. Hit another land, that's nice. Draw the card off the Augur. Good stuff, good stuff. Again, we're going to go for, I don't know what color matters here. I guess I'll get a third black source just in case. But yeah, we're going to go for Path to World Tree in the end step. Don't really want to trade my Spirit for their Plow. Just want to gain some life, draw some more cards. We need to make sure we don't run out of cards here, but we won't. We can kill them with Yeti once we're not holding up mana for Path to the World Tree. Feels like we got this one on lock. Bind the Monster was super bad this game. Not a good draw at this point in the game. So just mentioning that, because it's important to factor how good your cards are every time you draw them when you're considering how highly to take them in the draft. Because, like, sure, this is really good early game, but sometimes you're like, uh-oh. This is a dead draw late game, which is not exactly what you want out of removal. Not a dead draw, but, I mean, pretty terrifying to use. Not an ideal draw late game, for sure. Alright, and this should definitely put the board state widely in our favor, because we get to cast our own Oracle against them thanks to Necromancer. Draw more cards, get another 2/2, maybe even draw more cards off Augur. 10 cards in library, do we want to stop drawing cards? No, never. Always be drawing. Always be drawing cards. Ooh, Lindworm? Well, probably casting that to gain a bunch of life and feel nice and cozy. Yes, I will. Please don't counter my Lindworm. Oh, I should have played Oracle first. Oracle into Lindworm would have been the most life gain I could have mustered, but I could still use Feed the Serpent this way if Auto Tapper didn't use my black source. It's holding up all the snow mana though, so I understand. Auto Tapper's a bit confused here. That's fine. That was my bad for letting Auto Tapper do it. But I guess now I'll use Frostpeak Yeti, since I can't use Feed the Serpent anyway. And I was already probably going to do that. I have to chip through their board at some point. I should probably let Spirit trade for the Colossal Plow, just to get it out of the way. And then I can play Oracle into Plow next turn and start attacking with Plow and gaining life. Alright, so opponent left the game there, used all of their timeouts, and then so just auto-passed their turn, so we got to attack in with no blocks from them. So that will be the 4th win. I believe we are 4-0 now as we head into round 5. Alright, here we are now in round 5. Bit of an awkward keep here. It is really weird. None of like the early game green cards or anything like that, but if we got the late game Blood on the Snow, we have one of the 2 black sources. And still have some plays here, so I'll keep it. And Frost Augur is such a good draw for us. Card always does a ton of work. We are playing against black-white from our opponent. They foretell a card here turn 2. We've got Spirit of the Alder Guard turn 3 now. Or turn 4 now, that seems very good to me. I'm going to dig... No, I'm going to use Draugr. Draugr lets us actually just surveil the top card, which is much better than digging at random for a snow card. It is a Bergstrider, so Frost Augur would have worked out better for us, unfortunately, but we're going to have to dump this in the graveyard. We really want to hit the 4th land for Spirit of the Alder Guard. We have plenty of ways to win late game without a Bergstrider because of Blood on the Snow and Spirit of the Alder Guard, so we're going to toss that in the grave there, unfortunately. So, lost the coin flip there. Frost Augur would have worked super good. But Draugr also put something on the board while setting up our next draw. Yeah. I was considering digging with the Frost Augur, so if we had any snow permanent, at least we get it out of the way to help hit the land. So we really want the land here. And luckily, there's the land. So Draugr Thought Thief gets us there too. 2 Foretold cards in a black-white deck. There could be a Doomscar here. That would be kind of bad for us. I don't think that's a reason not to play Spirit of the Alder Guard, but I'm not going to play any more creatures after this. Yeah, I'm not going to play any more creatures after this. I'm just going to grab a tapped snow land here for black source if we have another. Yeah, we do. Ice Tunnel. Perfect. Now we've got the double black, and we have every color but white, and we don't have any white spells. We just have the Path to the World Tree. That's a white card. So, yeah, our mana's perfect here. Loving this start. Our opponent also, the black-white deck, but with a really slow start here. They tend to be a pretty aggressive color pair. A lot of trying to cast 2 spells in 1 turn, so foretelling a lot is going to help them with that late game, and Clarion Spirit could potentially make a really wide board, but you know what's good against a really wide board? A Wrath effect. So I think we're still set up pretty well here with the Blood on the Snow in hand. I'm not particularly worried, and they might even just trade off to stay safe here. I could try to push in for more early aggression playing a Frostpeak Yeti, or I could really lean into the board wipe by just using Frost Augur's ability. How likely is it that Clarion Spirit dumps enough stuff out for them to block enough to survive here? Pretty unlikely, especially considering that the Yeti can attack unblockably, so I'm just going to play the Yeti here. I suppose if I played pre-combat, then we would have done more damage, but holding off on it let me have more options after I see what they choose to do there in the blocks. So I think it works out fine. Alright, well, Doomscar Oracle gains them life too, so turns out to be the wrong play, because it looks like we're going to end up probably wiping the board here, because the board is now just immediately too cluttered up to attack in particularly well. It's also not too cluttered up to where I need to Wrath yet. I think I'm just going to keep drawing cards with Frost Augur, seeing what we hit here. Not Volt Recluse. Yeah, probably just leaning into the Wrath effect here. We do need another mana to get there, so maybe we want to get a Vault Robber out. Shouldn't have used the 1 red source then. I was just considering, I'm like, oh, I'm probably not playing creatures. Oh, I should have attacked with Yeti still, probably. I mean, they're gaining 2 life a turn, probably, so hitting for 3 a turn probably doesn't matter too much. It's good to hold up blockers, save as much life as possible when we're planning to Wrath. I don't know. Probably still attack with Yeti there. Alright, take 1. Okay, so I'm going to hold the red source up this time. Another Spirit of the Alder card? Seems good. Do I play that here, or do I just play Vault Robber so I can attack with Yeti? I think I play Vault Robber so I can attack with Yeti, and then I'm less worried if I need to Wrath. I'm not getting hit as hard. Now I have something really good to play after a board wipe. Iron Verdict, kill the Yeti. Fair enough. Fair enough. That does lower the number of snow permanents, so Spirit's definitely not attacking particularly well. Alright, now our Wrath is getting even better. They're dumping more on the board. I would actually be terrified here if I didn't have a Wrath, because, wow, they are really coming back with this Clarion Spirit. But, I mean, a lot of the way I've played has been because I've had Wrath, so there's that. Hit for 4 in the sky now. I mean, I guess they could give things indestructible on the ground, but that's fine. We'll just make chumps, because our stuff's going to die soon anyway. We do need to hit an untapped land to do the stuff next turn. I think we need to hold on to Vault Robber, for sure. Because then even if we don't hit an untapped land next turn, we can still get ready to Blood on the Snow without committing a Spirit to the board. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I could just take 10 here. Because these creatures are going to be more important blockers next turn, and we might need to block with them another turn. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. Vault Robber is definitely important. There's no way that we block with Vault Robber. Alright, so there's the treasure token we need. We could also just play a Spirit of the Alderguard here, and that pulls out the 6th land. Pulls out the 6th land, and it's a 4th snow land. A 4th snow land means we can Blood on the Snow and bring back a Spirit of the Alderguard. We also get to activate Frost Augur one more time that way. We do want to play another blocker here. I'm actually kind of fine with that. Yeah, now we're just going to block with absolutely everything, just take the damage in the sky and use Frost Augur. Okay, so we're just taking the 2 in the sky. Hopefully they tap out here. If they use Great Hall of Starnheim, even better. Get that out of the way. Alright, 3 mana left. Cast another spell. Please, opponent, I believe in you. Please overextend. Alright, they did not overextend. Would I rather get a coin flip at something off the top or get a treasure? A treasure is not going to be important immediately next turn, but it could lead to us playing 7 mana worth of cards the turn after that. 4-drop and 3-drop kind of thing. I don't know, I think I'd rather flip with the Augur. Unfortunately, that isn't going to do anything. Alright, Blood on the Snow, let's go. They're not going to have a counterspell here. They might have something to give indestructibility, but I guess I should attack all in first and see if I get them to use a combat trick here. Not all in. Let's do a not suspicious attack. If I attack all in, they're just going to be like, oh, this is like a board wipe. But if I attack like this, they might be like, ooh, I can set up some good combat tricks here. And then if they use any combat tricks, then that's good. We've got more stuff out of their hand. Alright, so I guess no combat tricks. Either way, Blood on the Snow, using 4 snow mana here. Almost destroyed all Planeswalkers. That would have been a horrible time for me. Get Spirit of the Alderguard right back out. Get our land for turn. We already have every color of mana, so I don't need a Shimmerdrift Veil. Just grab the untapped green source, so it looks like I might have Snakeskin Veil. Alright, Koma's Faithful, a 3-1 Lifelinker. Lifelink's a big deal, but now we have an Elder Hall to kill that. We're going to have plenty to block it. We got a ton of cards in hand because we held all of this stuff for post-Wrath. So we're doing super good here. They're down to 5 now. Feed the Serpent on the Spirit. Means Fella gets to stay around and go off. Just Elder Hall that. Attack for 5 is probably better than actually activating Svella here. Because we stop the lifelink that way. And there's the concession. Blood on the Snow takes another victim for 5-0. Here we are in round 6, undefeated thus far. Excellent opening hand. We have the black mana for the Draugr Necromancer. We have Path to the World Tree in the hand for grabbing more mana. Horizon Seeker turn 3. I'm not going to have a white source for Path to the World Tree, but I mean, other than that, this is almost as good as it gets in this deck. Only thing I'm concerned about is aggression from our opponent. We don't have early game blockers, but our deck just doesn't have those in the first place, so this is still as good of a hand as our deck's going to get. Luckily, we are on the play. That does really help against early aggression, because now they can't just, like, play all their cards under us here. I'm going to take this path to make sure that we can Draugr Necromancer turn 4. Am I gonna grab... I don't know what color I'm gonna grab here. What options do I have? Red, blue, or green? We already have a red source, a blue source, and a green source, so it doesn't really matter, but we do want double green. Do want double green for Lindworm, so I think we grab a green. We already have the black with Ice Tunnel. Double black does let us cast Blood on the Snow and feed the Serpent, but we have a double green card literally in hand, even if we do have a lot more green sources to hit later in the game. Yeah, I'm going to take the green source, because the green source is also a snow source, which is also important. Alright, pretty aggressive start from our opponent. 1-2 on turn 1, 2-2 on turn 2, and they are green-red. Red, one of the most aggressive colors in the format, so one of the most aggressive green decks you can make would be green-red. Green-red, green-white, I think would be the two. Especially Axe-Guard Cavalry makes any big creatures they play later terrifying, because the cavalry just gives them haste. If this 2-2 can't get in, well, I guess I'll play a 5-5 turn 5 and give it haste. Pretty good card, one of the better 2-drops. We're not really going to attack with Horizon Seeker for any value here. I really want to make sure I'm surviving till the late game, so I'm going to trade in here. I'm not going to be attempting to do any big attacks with that Horizon Seeker here. Do I just slam down a Necromancer here? It's got to be a no, right? They could have cheap removal like Demon Bolt for 4 damage to it. I think I just go Cavalry Pilfering Hawk, honestly. And then we'll play Necromancer next turn. Hopefully if they have a Demon Bolt, they'll just throw it at a Hawk or something. I don't know why they would, but maybe. Maybe we draw the removal this way. And we're still putting like 1 less power on the board. And Necromancer's effect doesn't super matter unless we're planning on trading things on the board. If we don't have anything to trade into their creatures, Necromancer's not exactly doing anything. Sure, it's hitting them for 4, but we can also just hit them for 3 with these two. So I think it's fine to play those first. Alright, here's the tree line. We're only 1 mana away from Lindworm, and we have all 5 colors for Path to the World tree now. But we do need a couple more lands for it. Do we pilfer away like Frostpeak Yetis at this point? Just trying to hit more lands? Maybe. Maybe so. Probably not. I think we attack with Cavalry here. They haste out something good, I can cry a little, but we'll be fine. We're at 19. Let's get some chip damage in. And we're going to run this Necromancer right into their Foretold Demon Bolt. If this dies to a Demon Bolt, that's sad. But we still have Path to the World tree for a big late game card, so we'll still be fine. Alright, no Demon Bolt. Haji Mob it is. We do have Feed the Serpent once we hit another black source, so that is nice. We're only 1 mana away from playing Lindworm. It can be any color, so do we pilfer away the Yeti? Do we pilfer away the Feed the Serpents? Do not feel like we pilfer away the Feed the Serpent. We probably loot away the Yeti. I guess it's looting, not pilfering, so we get to draw first before we choose what to discard. So if we hit something that's just garbage, we can discard that instead. Yeah, I like going for it with the Hawk. If we hit something cheap enough like a Sfella, we might cast it this turn, so we'll draw during our turn. Another Frostpeak Yeti? Well, we'll definitely just get rid of the Yeti then. And I can still just slam one down. Alright, well that's pretty... That makes it nice and easy of a choice. Definitely not really looking for double Yeti here. And that way we've looted 1 card deeper towards our next land. So even if it didn't immediately hit the land, it still helps us dig towards it. Arachnoform, that's going to be a big old Haji Mob now. Could double block for the trade. If they Demon Bolt us, we have a super bad time. Do we? They could also just have like Mammoth Growth type stuff. Combat tricks. We might chump here. But I also feel like we've got a Lindworm in hand. Going down to 12 ain't that bad. Yeah. Go down to 12. They've got to have something like a Mammoth Growth, even if they don't have like Demon Bolt to screw up the double block. Mammoth Growth, what? Ooh, Bergstriders. A wonderful draw. Might even be the best draw in the deck. I mean, an untapped land would be pretty good to just play Lindworm, but locking down the Haji Mob for a turn is very, very good. Oh, Snakeskin Veil it is. Alright, well. Now we get to get the Snakeskin Veil out of their hand and have enough power to block it well. So I don't think we're attacking anymore then. because the mob's just going to attack and we're going to need to be able to double block it well. I think I'm fine to put a Bergstrider and a Yeti under this mob, and then if they combat trick me, it's like whatever. I still have Feed the Serpent in hand to 2-for-1 them. Like, they 2-for-1 me with a combat trick, then I 2-for-1 them with a Feed the Serpent eventually. It all balances out in the end, yeah. And this way I'm not just straight dying and going to 0, because I blocked. So, happy to do that. Grizzled Outrider. I'm getting worried now. Bind the Monster is a horrifying card to play here. We could put ourselves to 4 life. Oh god. Double block the 5/5 with a 4/4 and a 1/2 and hope their last card isn't more interaction. That might be our best play, but wow, is it painful. Please don't destroy my soul. Maybe should have pilfered during our turn and tried to double block with 4/4/2/2. But then, like, sorcery speed removal, like the fight spell in green, really gets us. Now only, like, instant speed removal gets us. Well, sorcery speed removal still gets us. Like, they just kill Necromancer. Then we could still trump block with Cavalry, at least. Yeah, I think I'm doing this. Alright, cool. Necromancer's gone, but they just have a 1/2 on board. We can block that all day long. Can't block a Lindworm all day long. We need that land now. There's the land, the forest. We have to discard Feed the Serpent, which is insane, but we do. We need to be able to play. We know we can play Lindworm. We need this land. Alright, Lindworm v. Lindworm. The top deck war is here. We have the mildly better board state, but the much lower life. We've got a way better hand, because we've got a spell in hand and Path to World Tree on board. Yeah, I think we have quite a bit of a better board state here. But opponent can always draw out of this one. If they draw Struggle for Skemfar, that's nasty. Then the Lindworm's a 7/7 and beats ours. Wouldn't immediately be able to attack that turn, but then in the future it could attack it pretty freely. Alright, now I'm feeling pretty comfortable. 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 7 for Path, so Shimmer Fail gets us there. We have green, black, white. Wait, green, white, red, blue. We need a blue or a black source to use Path to the World Tree, because this can't do both at once. It only does one of the two. So I'm going to do Shimmer Fail on black. That helps us hit double black if we hit like Blood on the Snow. And it also lets us do blue on Ice Tunnel, black on Shimmer Fail. So I think that's the best we can choose there. But we're definitely playing the land. Alright, they scoop them up. Path of the World Tree is active next turn. Kill their only creature left. Gain 2 life, draw 2. Start bashing in. Start spinning the wheel with Sfella every turn. They see the writing on the wall while I'm over here trying to figure out exactly what colors of mana I need and stuff. It's a pretty slow deck to play, and I'm a pretty slow player, so... Alright, here we are in the final round on the play. Couple Recluses, awkward hand here. We only have green and red mana. We have a couple Recluses. Don't really have anything crazy going for us. I don't know if I can mulligan, because green's like our most important color. We've got the green. We can cast at least 2 of these spells in a 5-color deck. That's something. Oh... I just feel like this hand really doesn't have gas. This could be wrong, but I'm going to mulligan here. I feel like this hand's marginally better. Just like another color of mana, plus being able to pilfer things is pretty nice. So I think I get rid of one of the green sources here and keep it. Yeah, this is like marginally better. It's not like a lot better. This hand's still not excellent. But we did draw into Necromancer. That kind of does make it excellent, doesn't it? I'm scared. Our opponent's aggressive. Turn 1 Battlefield Raptor, turn 2 Bloodsky Berserker. Will this be the lost? It is certainly the worst matchup for us. So we'll see. We'll see if it's the lost here. At any deck that's running turn 1 Battlefield Raptor is just the worst matchup we can get in. And black-white double spell with turn 2 Blood-Sky Berserker, turn 3 Infernal Pet. If they play 2 spells next turn, we're out of it. And missing a land drop in this kind of matchup is going to be really, really bad for us. So we're not even playing Spirit or Necromancer here. Can pilfer away the Vault Robber to try to hit a land. Am I going to block with Pilfering Hawk? I think I need to be able to block with Pilfering Hawk here. Right? Because it lets us double block Berserker, and they can only kill one of these two. Like, if I loot with Pilfering Hawk right now, then if I draw a tapped land, I get to play it and know that I get to play a 4-drop next turn, which is pretty important. But if they double spell me, I think I'm losing regardless of what line I choose here. I'm gonna do this main phase. It's a coming to play tapped land, so I'm glad I did. Alright, we're going for black on this, so we have double black for feed. This is certainly a final boss level matchup here. Opponent curving out 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop into rare. Oh my god. Alright, into double spell us with a bomb rare alongside the second spell. We're going to have to fight real hard in this one. And now all our snow stuff comes into play tapped because Redain. Redain's actually just really good against us. Our non-creature spells that cost 4 cost 2 more. We can't even feed the Serpent. It costs 6 now. Actually just like the pre-sideboarded worst matchup possible in the format here. I think we're just out of this. Because we can't feed the Serpent even. I was going to say, like, maybe we can feed the Serpent the Berserker, make some chump blocks, maybe get in. We can't even kill the Berserker here. If they double spell. I guess they only have 1 card in hand, so they might not double spell next turn. If they don't double spell next turn, I mean, we're taking 4 a turn. We have a little while, and then feed the Serpent next turn. Maybe we're still in it. I'm probably being overly dramatic here. We still got a shot. Yeah, I'm definitely being overly dramatic. Okay, so we have black, black, blue, green. Black, black, blue, green. Red source seems good to me. Got a decent amount of red cards. It'd be nice to cast them. And I definitely like playing an untapped source so we can loot with the Pilfering Hawk, discard this forest. If we draw something better. Oh no, Snowland's gonna play tapped! Okay, that's fine. We'll just not loot. It's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. We just should have grabbed a dual land. Should have grabbed a dual land. Just completely forgot about Redain's text being perfect against us. Oh no. They're gonna combat trick my Alder Guard here. My Spirit of the Alder Guard. 1 card in hand. Wing of the Cosmos to kill Spirit. If I double block, Wing of the Cosmos still makes their Berserker survive. I kind of have to block here, right? We're taking 7 if I don't block, if I play around the combat tricks. I mean, show me the money. Show me the money. Maybe they forgot it doesn't have menace unless they double spell. Hopefully? Oh, +1/+1 double strike. Well, if I didn't block, I'm dead. Not literally, but I take so much damage, it feels like there's no shot, so... Alright. We can't block Redain. So do we exile Redain? Can't block Raptor either, to be honest, so we're just taking... We take 5 next turn if we exile Redain. Exile Redain, take 5, block Code Spell Cleric if they attack all. Take 5, we're at 6 life. Then we just play Necromancer, Horizon Seeker. We're still not blocking Raptor. We need to be able to deal with that too. The alternative is to play Necromancer so we can block Berserker now. And then I take 4 instead of 5 that turn. It's like slightly more life, but then I can't cast 2 spells if I feed the Serpent. I might be able to feed the Serpent Redain and then draw a land and cast both Necromancer and Horizon Seeker the turn after this. I feel like it's worth just feed the Serpenting first for that reason. Maybe I'm supposed to wait till they draw in case they have like some combat trick they want to try to throw on Redain. Alright, taking 5, down to 6. Okay, if I don't hit the land, I'd rather play Horizon Seeker or Frostpeak Yeti because I want to trade into Berserker rather than I'd want to block with Necromancer. Well, let's think about this. If I play Necromancer and they attack in with Berserker, that means they have a combat trick kill Necromancer. I feel like if they have a combat trick, I'm dead anyway, because they can just put the combat trick on the Raptor and hit for like 4. I think I play Necromancer, because then if they don't have something to play, they just can't attack, period. And then I can play these next turn, and I have not lost a creature in that exchange. Now, if they just held a card in their hand and then drew another spell, then I lose regardless, because they can double spell. Okay, no combat trick. Go down to 4 now. I think I keep the Hawk again. But we're going to have to chump block it probably next turn. And I am going to loot here, see if we draw a better creature to play than Frostpeak Yeti. That's just a land, and it comes into play tapped, so it won't even let me cast both of these, so I think I discard that. Another land here. We have every color except the white, so we could Shimmer Veil for white for if we hit our Frost Veil or whatever. But we have double black already, we have double green. We don't have any double blue or double red cards, so yeah, I like Shimmer Veil on white here. Or we can discard it to the Hawk on a loot. I'm going to play it on white here. So we are now dead to like +2/+2 combat trick. Only combat trick I can think of is Kai's Onslaught. We were dead to that last turn anyway. They could have Life Drain being in black here. Do you have anything that would let Pilfering Hawk kill it if it's still on the board? No, we don't have any like combat tricks or buffs or anything like that. We just need to... We need to draw Bind the Monster, Blood on the Snow, Bergstrider. Bind the Monster doesn't save us if we take the damage right now, but it does if we don't. So I think I block with Pilfering Hawk so that Bind the Monster is an active top deck where it isn't otherwise. Just a land, get rid of it. We're still looting there even though I only had 1 card in hand because it digs us deeper to something like Blood on the Snow. And then like if we draw Blood on the Snow, alright, discard Horizon Seeker. Sure, we lost our Horizon Seeker, but now bam, I win, you know? Notville Recluse is unfortunately not going to beat a first striking flyer, but it gives us another turn to draw Bind the Monster or something. And I don't believe I can afford to attack with anybody, because then I die to Menace from the Berserker, so I think I slam the board down and pass, and we chump block with Recluse so that I could still draw Bind the Monster. Wither Crown. Alright, now I definitely chump block with Recluse. It was already going to just lose the chump block, so I'm fine with that. Take down a Wither Crown there. Alright, one more draw. One more draw step to deal with Battlefield Raptor. Wither Crown on Necromancer, well that's getting sacrificed then as well. We don't have the life to go around for that. I guess I could go to 1, and then if I draw Blood on the Snow, it's even better. Could we just exile their board and we can cast it later? I guess we can only cast it as long as Necromancer's on the board anyway, so no, it's not. We sacrifice it. Alright, final draw step, Frost Augur. Not going to get us there, just die to the Raptor. Well, I got a lot closer than I thought I would that game. That was a horrible, horrible matchup for us, and they had a great start there. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, multiple cards that benefit off Double Spell, and then turn 4 Double Spell into Redain. So let's see how things go in round 8. Wow, this is a very good start. Play a couple tapped lands turn 1 and 2, so we can play Sfella turn 3 and start making Manaliths. Even if we can't use the 8-mana ability, the 3-mana one's also very good in a snow deck. I'd rather play the black dual land than the white one, because we have the Feed the Serpent in hand, and again, we don't actually have a white card, we just have Path to the World Tree that needs the white mana. Alright, could play turn 2 Cavalry, but I'd rather be sure that I'm playing turn 3 Sfella. They're playing blue here, so they could bind the monster on Sfella. That'd be a very good deal for them. Alright, foretell a card here. Let's just get that Sfella out here. Svella Ice Shaper is on the table. If they don't have immediate removal, worst case scenario, Svella gets us the second black source for Feed the Serpent. Ooh, Vega into Scorn Effigy. Incredible turn 3 from our opponent. Get the Vega on the board, draw the card off Vega immediately, so even if Vega dies, Vega gets that value. Gonna Manalith play a 2-2 here. It's not really gonna block super well, but makes use of that Manalith immediately. Makes use of all of our mana this way. Probably gonna end up Feed the Serpenting the Vega. We draw another untapped land, we can make a Manalith and Feed the Serpent Vega in the same turn. Otherwise, if after we make Manalith, we'll only have 3 mana up. Opponent is on blue, white, and green. 3-color deck here, at least. Maybe a kind of snow multicolor deck, but with Vega and Scorn Effigy is the only cards we've seen. It looks like blue-white foretell as the core. Definitely. They foretell another card here. No attacks with Scorn Effigy, just going to hold it off for defenses against the cavalry. So that thing can't get in. No land is unfortunate here. I would have loved to make a Manalith and cast Feed the Serpent, but if I have to choose one of the 2 options, I think I'm choosing to Feed the Serpent. Would I rather do it when they have no blue mana up, or would I rather do it when they might try to cast a Struggle for Skemfar and we can respond by doing that? We only see 1 blue source from them. How likely is it they have like Disdainful Stroke? I think I'd rather hold on to Feed the Serpent and try to get them when they try to like struggle for Skemfar or something. Could be wrong there. Maybe I'm supposed to just dump it when they don't have any blue up. Pass turn here. I guess they draw another card if they cast a Struggle for Skemfar here as well. So even if the Foretold card is Struggle for Skemfar, then Feed the Serpent during our turn is still good. Yeah, no, we should have just fed the Serpent during our turn. Even though it like feels cool to really get them when they try to struggle. Alright, Yara Kinseekers. So, again, no blue mana up. And now they're just not going to cast the Foretold card. So yeah, now it worked out for us. It worked out perfectly. This is the same thing that would have happened if we just fed during our turn. So that all balanced out. Luckily we didn't get punished for that line, but I think it might have been better the other way. Ooh, Spirit of the Alder Guard here. Don't have the mana to do that and make a Manalith with Svella, unfortunately, but... gain some, you lose some. We gotta just play this thing, it's so good. Probably take a tapped land here rather than play a Vault Robber or a Pilfering Hawk. Neither of those are that exciting. Whereas getting a blue source is. A natural blue source, I should say. I mean, we kind of already have green, red, white, black, blue, thanks to Icy Manalith, so we're good on all colors. Maybe we do grab an untapped land just to play another creature here. Probably do, actually. Untapped green source, although all our duels tap for green as well. Untapped green, untapped red. We don't have any double red. Let's just grab untapped green. Rather play probably Pilfering Hawk first. I don't have any creatures in graveyard to make treasure tokens off of. Attack with Spirit. Did I miss my opportunity to give haste here? I might have. Messed it up. Okay, no I didn't. We're good. They can double block and trade. That's fine. Iron Verdict. Goodbye, Spirit of the Alder Guard. That works. Oh, Maya, Beretta Guard Protector. That's horrifying. They get a 1/1 every time they play a land, which is a 2/2 as long as Maya's out, because she buffs the whole field +1/+1. Uh-oh. We got a Lindworm next turn, so this is not the end of the world. But it is scary. But yeah, Lindworm really helpful here. Huge drop. Boom. Not giving haste and attacking anymore. Now we're just playing our normal game. Playing it really slow. Activating our abilities at the end of their turn. Probably Svella starts going off. We only need one more land for Svella to start going off. Actually, I'm pretty happy with Spirit of the Elder Guard's performance there, because it pulled an Iron Verdict out of their hand that could have killed Svella, because Svella's going to be tapped every time we use her 8-mana ability. And her 8-mana ability is going to be more important for closing out the game than just having a big old Spirit is. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with our position here. No untapped land, so no activating Svella here yet. Could kill one of their 2/2s and get a couple 1/1 tokens here. That seems fine. I feel like getting a Manalith off of Svella is better, because then I guarantee that I'm spinning the wheel off of Svella the turn after this. It's kind of like just playing a 3/3 or a 4/2 here. 4/2 blocks the 3/4 pretty well. I don't think I like a 4/2. Yeah, and then we have the mana up to use Pilfering Hawk as well. Yeah, that seems good. Play the 4/2. Spend 3 to make a Manalith, and we have the Pilfering Hawk mana. I guess we would have had the Pilfering Hawk mana either way, because the Manalith is a snow permanent too. So we would have spent 4, had 3 mana up, spent 3 to make a Manalith, used that Manalith to pilfer. So I guess, yeah, either way works out. So I just take the slightly higher power blocker, because it trades up into more things. Maybe the 3/3 blocker is better, because it blocks 2/3s and 2/2s without dying, which is good here. They seem to be timing out. Could be connection issues, because I don't think they're in that bad a position here that they would just like leave and rope. But I mean, you never know. So I'm just going to pass back to them. We'll see if they come back here. But we're definitely passing the turn back to them, because we're just going to activate Svella's ability in their end step. Start doing this every turn and hope that that can close out the game. And we should always be pilfering in case we hit one of our big bombs. Alright, looks like that's it. Our opponent just left. Maybe they DC'd or something like that. That'll be 7-1 for this ridiculous snow deck. A wonderful way to return to the Kaldheim format here in the quick draft ladders here. So 7-1, really great record, really great deck. I mean, that opening pack, I don't know how anybody gets that opening pack and does not decide to try to draft the snow deck there. Spirit of the Elder Guard, Svella, and Path to the World Tree being the three uncommons in the first pack is insane. Or maybe there wasn't a Spirit of the Elder Guard in that pack. There was the rare Yorn, the Snow God, the 3-mana 3/3 that untaps all your snow stuff when it attacks. Or the Cauldron that can let you cast snow permanents from grave. But yeah, a bunch of great snow stuff in the opening pack. So we grabbed it, stuck to it, drafted a bunch of snow lands super highly to make all of our snow mana cards even better, like Spirit of the Elder Guard being massive, Frost Augurs always drawing us cards, well, not always, Frost Augurs being a 50-50 at drawing us cards, Bergstriders always tapping down, Blood on the Snow always bringing something back. Really excellent deck here. Here's one final look at it. There are some filler cards in here because of how highly we took lands over decent creatures, for sure. These are our most filler cards, be our stuff like this. I would say everything else in the deck worked super well and was just an excellent card. Maybe Bind the Monster wasn't super hot either, but a lot of really excellent cards in the deck. Double Svella, Double Spirit, Path, Feed the Serpent, Blood on the Snow, Bergstriders, Lindworm. This was a sick deck here, and a super good time for the return to Kaldheim. But that is going to end the draft for today. As always, if you enjoy these videos and you'd like to see more, you can always leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That will let YouTube know that you are enjoying the videos and to send more into your notifications feed. So once again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you again very soon for some more Magic Arena.